Come on into the room. Come into the room. I am the H-Town Vet, and I would like to welcome you to this live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans and their dependents, and also active duty members and their family. Come into the room. Come into the room, family. Let us know that you are here. We got our brother Charleston Zimmerman says, evening H-Town Vet and family. Welcome, my brother. Glad that you showed up in a timely manner because we're going to be getting into this information and we're going to be moving rather quickly. So we thank you for being here. Let us know how our sound is. Let us know what's going on with you. We're going to get started on the topic for tonight. And thank you for joining us. Okay, we checked our sound. Everything is okay. He said, A-okay. Windy here, 36 degrees. How's the weather where y'all at? Because we've had a lot of climate changes of late. Let us know how your weather is. It's 53 degrees here in the Houston area. It's planning to get down to 40 degrees tonight, a low of 40 degrees. Let us know, family. Now, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your being prompt. We appreciate your continual support. And we're glad that you're here, family. It really is important for you to know that we appreciate everything that you do because of you, the channel exists. Okay? And we thank you for that and appreciate you so much. You already told us about the weather. You can let us know how the weather is in your area. As we have a standard operating procedure that we go by as we go through our program. He said notification is on. Just check. Okay, good to know. Make sure you check your notifications so you'll be aware when we drop another live stream. Come on into the room, family. Come into the room. Standard operating procedure. So we go over on our live stream, our objectives are we go over the topic. First thing is the topic, number 1, 2, VA law update, 3, veteran news, 4, channel information, and 5, the after party, where you're free to talk about different topics and ask questions about your claim, your experiences in the military, anything you'd like to talk about within reason. And so, family, we just want to let you know we're organized. So the topic for tonight, let's first of all discuss what our topic is. And that's going to be VA educational programs and VA accountability at the same time. And we'll get more into that in the news section, the accountability part, okay? First, we're going to go over some of the programs that the VA offer as far as education for veterans and active duty family members and their dependents. So we're going to talk about that. Now, this is the main programs. There are a few more, but these are specifically the main ones that we're going to cover tonight. Veteran Readiness and Employment, Chapter 31, under the VA. These all programs under the VA. He said, "What's up, big head? I ain't got a big head call in a while." Somebody ran into me and said, "Hey, big head." Good to see you, Brother Lawson. Now, Veteran Readiness and Employment, Chapter 31. So today we're talking about VA educational programs. And if there are others that you would like to cover, let us know. The second one is Post 9/11 GI Bill, Chapter 33. The next one we're going to cover is Montgomery GI Bill, Active Duty, Chapter 30. Then we're going to cover Reserve Educational Assistance Program, which is called REAP, and Veteran Educational Assistance Program, which is called VEAP. Then we're going to cover the programs they have for dependents, not the veteran themselves, even though post 9/11, Chapter 33, dependents can share that. That could be given to them also. But the last one is Dependents Educational Assistance, Chapter 35, Educational Benefits. Some of you that you would have to be 100% term permanent in total for your dependent to qualify for that. And there are a couple of other ways, I believe. We'll go into more detail when we explore that topic specifically. So now, number one, Veteran Readiness and Employment, formerly known as Vocational Rehab or Voc Rehab. Let's talk about it. Okay, VRE, Veteran Readiness and Employment, is Chapter 31. It assists, what's the definition? It assists entitled veterans with service-connected disabilities and an employment handicap to prepare for, obtain, and maintain a job. It also helps entitled transitioning service members. This is one of the fears that some veterans have. They say, well, if its sole purpose is to help me cope with my disability to get a job and maintain a job, will that affect my VA benefits? It can, in theory, but I haven't heard a whole bunch of veterans complaining about the VA calling them back in, but some have, saying, hey, you're employable now. So that's something that you need to keep in mind. I'm not telling you to use the program or not. I'm just telling you of both sides of the argument, the cost benefit analysis. Now, it's also to help veterans with independent living, so you're able to live on your own. This is a surprising part of the program that I just learned about. Let us know in the chat if you've heard of that before, that vocational rehab, veteran readiness employment now, that is to help veterans with independent living. Now, what are the basic periods of eligibility? Well, 12 years that begins on which of the following comes last. Which of the following that comes last? Date of separation from active duty, or date you were first notified of a service-connected disability. So if we just got a service-connected disability, we know that the military service came before that. So it's going to be based on the service-connected disability. But if you in the military, let's say, now listen to what I'm saying. If you're in the military and you learn that you had a disability while you were in the military, and you still active duty while you're in the military, the service connection came first. You getting out of the military came last. So that's how they do it. Whichever comes last. And that 12-year time period starts there. Hopefully I wasn't confusing. Now we're going to go into more detail on this program than we will with others. So I want you to understand that this is something that many veterans and people that are active duty need to know about, because there are time limits and it affects a large group of veterans. So who is entitled to receive VRE services, Voc Rehab services, formerly known? Active duty service members who expect to receive an honorable discharge. So you're in a process of a court martial this is not the program for you. All right. Obtain a memorandum rating of 20% or more while you're in the military now. Are participating in the integrated disability evaluation system that some of our active duty members told us about, or have an injury or illness that prevents them from performing military duties. All right. Note, dealing with service members participating in IDES are presumed entitled, even though they may not have a 20% rating. All right. If they're in that program, they're presumed entitled. So it'd be good for them to take advantage of it. Now, if that's what they want to do, what are some of the other? Are determined by VRE to need vocational rehab services. So they may determine that you need these vocational rehab services. Now, to continue with who also not just active duty members, but veterans themselves, which most of us fall in that category, right? So veterans who have received an honorable or other than dishonorable discharge. See, that's a real tricky language, the way they do it. Yeah, you can have an honorable discharge, but let's say you have a general honorable condition. Let's say you have personality discharge. As long as it's not a dishonorable discharge, they may or may not be able to work with you. That's why you have to always fight to upgrade your status as far as your status of discharge. Now, have a service-connected disability rating of 10% with a serious employment handicap, or 20% or more with an employment handicap. Okay. Now, are determined by VRE to need rehabilitation services. Yes. So sometime they'll make that evaluation for you. Let us continue, family. Now, here, so you might go into training programs where auto mechanic, woodwork, or something, a skill that you choose that you want to do, a trade that you want to develop. It could be a nursing program. So you get to choose what you want to do. I choose more than one. Now, what are the key benefits provided under the Voc Rehab program? So after, formerly known as that, after the plan is enacted, you get tutorial assistances, job seeking, skill training, payment of training allowances, medical and dental referrals to the Veteran Healthcare Administration. So basically, you might be able to get dental work while you're in there in this program, even if you didn't qualify prior. All right. Now, last, help achieving career goals and live as independently as possible. So they keep stressing that living as independently as possible. Now, so are you ready for a vacation? You thought I was going to say Voc Rehab, huh? Vocational. Who? Give me in the chat that you're considering going back and you would consider going through Voc Rehab, Veteran Readiness and Employment, to get a new trade. And if so, what would that trade be? So give us a Y in the chat if you consider doing a new trade, N in the chat if you wouldn't, and let us know if you say yes, what trade would that be? If you say no, let us know why. Let us know why, fam. We'd appreciate it. Number 2, now after Veteran Readiness Employment, they have the Post 9/11 GI Bill, Chapter 33. And you know, this was after September 11th. So Post 9/11 GI Bill helps military members with at least 90 days of active duty after September 10th by paying for college. All right. So this is after the major event of the attack on America on the Twin Towers. And The benefit includes tuition and fees coverage, housing allowance, and a stipend for books and supplies. Allows members to transfer benefits to eligible family members. So you can transfer it to family members. We're not going into detail in this video, but we're just doing a general overview, but we'll go into more detail later. Number 3, Montgomery GI Bill active duty. I think a lot of you may have got in the Montgomery GI Bill, because I was in the Montgomery GI Bill back in the day, back in the late 80s, where I had to pay $100 every month, and I think they paid $1,000. I think that's how it worked. So let's see what our brother Charleston said. No, as I had a plan before EAS, knew I could get a journeyman's electrician license. Okay, you had a plan already. Look at that. So number 3, the Montgomery GI Bill. We went over the veteran readiness employment. Number 1. Number 2, we've already went over the post 9/11 GI Bill. Now we're going on over the Montgomery GI Bill for active duty, number 3. Now, Montgomery GI Bill active duty members, Chapter 30 provides up to 36 months of educational benefits. You can use it for college degrees, non-college degrees, technical or vocational school, on-the-job training, apprenticeship program license, tuition assistance, correspondence courses, certification costs, test costs, national tests. So if you have to take a national test to be certified, that'll cover that too. Refresher training and what they call it? I can't see. I almost said it. I can't say it. Sorry about that. But refresher training, or if you need, more basic courses to catch up first. Flight training. Whoever thought about going to flight school? Whoever thought about you can use these programs to go to flight school? Number 4, reserve educational assistance program. Now I say reserve, but it's also for the National Guard, okay? Reserve and National Guard. This is actually a National Guard helicopter. So it's called VEEP, right? So what is it? It's educational benefits for, and the R stands for reserve, educational benefits for members of the Select Reserve, Individual Ready Reserve, IRR, and National Guard, who are called or ordered to active duty service in response to a war or national emergency. So this is very important. So we getting through it, family. That's why I say it's best to get here early. You want to be on top of the game. Now, listen. So under the Reserve Education Assistance Program, Chapter 1607, it provides 36 months of education benefits if called to active duty on or after September 11, 2001. Now, for all of us that's before that, we don't get this program. A bummer, but hey, I understand. Now, we got our sister in here, Tonka Toy. She say, hey, fam, show her some love. Let her know we miss her. I got to come up and let my sister know. I should have myself on the camera anyway. I miss you, Sister Tonka. I hope you've been doing well. It's so good to hear from you, sister. Now, in addition, it helps with, I think I said, on-the-job training and apprenticeship programs, individual studies and distance learning programs, college and university degree programs, vocational programs, correspondence courses, entrepreneur courses, and flight training. All of them seem to cover flight training, and most of them offer up to 36 months. So this is the educational VA educational program, the Veteran Educational Assistance Program in particular. All right, there are several. So let us continue. Now, the next one is the Veterans Educational Assistance Program, VEAP. Now, VEAP, it's real important to understand here with VEAP. VEAP, I think, is kind of a general program. I'm not as clear on it, but I got some information. But it's a program where you pay into it. It's a veteran program. The VA matches your money. You put in fund matching program. Okay. So you put in a certain amount, they put in, they match what you do, or I think they pay double, 2 for 1 kind of thing. So that's number 5. We only have one left. Now, under the VEAP program, Veterans Educational Assistance Program, it provides up to 36 months of educational benefits. Will depend on how much money you put into your VEAP account every month. So it's dictated. So VEAP, a $2 to $1 government match program for educational assistance. So you got to pay into it. It helped with most of the same things, the other programs, but I just put a few of them here: licensing, certification tests, apprenticeship programs, entrepreneur training, vocational training, and yes, college courses and things of the like. So we got our Charleston says, I signed up for 3 years IRR, didn't have that reserve education back in the 1985. Glad it's available now. I am too. I wish they'd had more programs for us. Now, Brother Charleston says, hi, Tonka Toy. And Tonka say, Charleston Zimmerman, hi. She waved a hand at you. So family, we getting into it. Now, this is the one that's not for the veteran or the veteran sharing it with their dependent. This is one that's only for dependents. This is called Dependents Educational Assistance Program, commonly known as Chapter 35. And this is for your spouse, your children, even dependent parents. But these people must qualify as a dependent. Now, I want you to understand something. Once they start receiving funds, you got to take them off of your benefits where you're getting money for them. So let's say you're getting that dependent money for a child or a spouse. Once, I know in particular, the child, once they start receiving these funds, you got to drop that little dependent pay you get for them every month on your VA compensation check. You don't want to end up owing the VA back pay money, a debt. Now, so in 2035, Chapter 35, VA benefits scale was full-time, you get $1,536. 3/4 time enrollment, $1,214 per month. And half-time is $890 per month. And you got to understand something. This is tax-free money going toward your dependents. Okay. Now, let's see what we got here. Go watch our video. That's why we went over this Chapter 35 educational benefits. And this pretty much sums up everything you need to know about it. And we went over some of that information tonight. Now, here's the review of it. Veteran Readiness and Employment, Chapter 31. We went over that. These are VA educational programs. Veteran Readiness and Employment, Chapter 31, which formerly known as Voc Rehab. Post 9/11 GI Bill, Chapter 33. Montgomery GI Bill for active duty, Chapter 30. The Reserve Educational Assistance Program, which is called the REAP, which is Chapter 1607, and the Veteran Educational Assistance Program, which is called VEAP. And last, the one for dependents, when you're 100% permanent and total, say Dependents Educational Assistance Program, Chapter 35. So make sure your young people, we go over the requirements in our video. Go watch that to make sure if your children qualify. Don't just assume they don't or do. So Tonka Toy say, I am currently utilizing veteran readiness and employment. How is that program going for you, sister? Let us know. Let us know. We just summarized what we went over. So those of you that weren't here, we're going to get ready to go on VA law. Before we do that, hold on, I'm going to leave that up on the screen so we can kind of answer the questions that we got here. So she said, missed y'all too. I can't see. Missed y'all too. I can't read it because it's kind of a something in the way of the screen. Hold on. Have class during the same time. You do have streams and haven't been able to check with y'all. I'm still waiting for my highlight review. As soon as I know, you'll know. Let us know. Yes, indeed. Let us know how that's going. Somebody just, I think, got a decision. Did somebody get waiting on highlight review, or they got a decision? I forget. Thank you for keeping us updated on that, sister. Now, let's go now. We're going to talk about VA law. Lately, the VA law has not been really changing it much. It has not been changing. No, it hasn't. So what we're going to start doing, we have more time. We're going to actually go into, so it hasn't changed, but I like to bring it up on the screen so y'all know that the last change, when the last change date was. So give me a chance. Okay. Hold on, family. Give me a chance here to go to my presentation. All right. We're going to go to VA law. We're going to see what's going on. Let y'all know there hasn't been any updates on the VA law on va.gov. The last one was on the 18th of December. Back then, we were getting a lot of them. What we're going to do, we're going to start going over the laws that they already did, and we're going to start in December and work our way back and learn from the laws that have been put in place, okay? So that's what we're going to do there. So I really do appreciate your patience on that. Now let's continue, family. Let us continue. That is our update on VA law, because we want y'all to understand that change is the only constant thing when it comes to VA law. They're always changing the rules almost every day, literally. So I want y'all to understand. Now we're going into veteran news. We're going to be covering veteran news. We're going to do a reaction video. And we're going back to Congress. And we're going to deal with the Committee on Veteran Affairs. And they had on February 11, 2025, which was a few days ago, they talked about VA educational programs, which we discussed tonight. And so y'all can be somewhat familiar before we covered the video. And this will be interactive. You can chat and communicate. And also they really go in on the VA. I think they started either gotten rid of people. They implied that somebody got fired because they're getting tired of their inaction. So it talks about VA accountability also. Now let's see what our sister here. She said, it has been fairly easy to navigate and have fulfilled every request I have had to ensure my success in the program. Really good. We're so proud of you, sister. We're so glad that you're doing it. I mean that from my heart, because if I didn't mean it, I wouldn't say it. So I really mean that. And I thank you for being consistent, because let's see. Let us pull it up, because the presentation might have dropped down. All right, here we go, family. Now, family, here we're about to go over the video. So if you have any statements, questions, or concern about VA educational programs, go ahead and put them on the chat. And I'm gonna stop the music while we're doing this. And if you have any questions about what they're saying in the video, we'll also go over that. It's about an hour and something, but we're gonna try to get through it rather fast. We're gonna stop the music and we're gonna get into it here. So, and I thank y'all for, and y'all can keep commenting, chat away. And I might pull some of them up, especially if they're related to what we're talking about. And any other things that are not related, we'll deal with in the after party, okay? But I want you to feel free to chat because you may not be here at the end. So if you got to put a question, we'll come back to it if we have time. So let's see what we got here. Like Congress, it takes them a while.
Again, the subcommittee's first hearing of the 119th Congress. I'd like to introduce myself. Derek Van Orden. I think I speak loud enough on that microphone. Just figured that out. I'm a retired Navy SEAL Senior Chief. I'm the longest serving enlisted member of the military to ever be elected to Congress. I've used every educational program that the Department of Defense offers, including our VRNE, and I use the GI Bill to help educate my children. I get all my health care through the VA. I love the VA. I love the folks that give me my medical care.
We got another one that loves the VA. Okay. I love that VA. But even though he's a congressman and he's wealthy, I ain't saying he making enough money. I know he's making at least 200,000 or 300,000, if not more. He using his benefits. Huh? If we go to jail, they want to cut ours off. They go to Congress, they keep all their benefits and use the health care program, and they got a health care program and a slush fund being in Congress. Come on now. See, I didn't know that. So he say, Mr. Van Orden is a retired senior chief. Well, I know one thing. He's the highest ranking. He's been there longer than anybody as far as a veteran, and he's used the programs. So that's a lot of credibility that I give him on that. So he got skin in the game. So he was in the Navy. Okay, that's right. Navy SEAL or something like that. I know he's Special Forces. I didn't know if he said Navy SEAL. Let us know.
Welcome, ma'am. Oh, sorry. I love our healthcare providers. I love the folks that have helped me get my education. And what I despise about the VA is the bureaucracy. And we waste billions and billions of dollars supporting the bureaucracy of the VA. And it is my intent to stop that. Every single dollar that is wastefully spent is one that doesn't go to a veteran, either their health care or their education or our Gold Star families, the benefits that they have earned by sacrificing their family. And essentially,
our brother is right, Brother Lot said, don't hate the player, hate the game. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. we want people to have positive experiences with the VA. Now, here we go. That senior chief, they don't play. That's a senior chief. What's that, an E8, E7, E8, or E9? What's a senior chief? Is that E9? Enlisted, let us know, Brother Zimmerman. Because, see, y'all know them Navy terms. And I didn't want to mess up his title.
This is Groundhog Day. Mr. Barrett chaired the subcommittee yesterday. It was a closed session, so I won't describe it in detail, but essentially what we've identified, again, is billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of waste that the VA is responsible for through either inadequate or no planning at all. And that's got to stop. I would be remiss not to mention my great friend, Mike, who is no longer the ranking member. He's moved on to appropriations. I don't know why you'd want to go there, but I'd like to welcome Mr. Pappas. We had a great meeting in private discussing your priorities, which would be veterans homelessness and we'll be going to a field hearing to your district. You haven't heard this yet, but this is not a bipartisan committee. This is a nonpartisan committee. We started that. Mike and I had a great relationship, and I expect the same. I can't believe Morgan's back. Good to see him, Mr. Barrett, and ma'am, it's so wonderful to have you here. So I want to make sure that we follow through with some things that we started in 118th. So from the Senator Elizabeth Dole 21st Century Veterans Healthcare and Benefits Improvement Act, we're able to pass improvements to education benefits, homelessness prevention benefits, USERRA, and reduce the red tape of the VA. We'll hear from the VA today. We have lots more to do to this. And I want to make sure that we are going to refocus the Veterans Affairs Administration on veterans and not the Veterans Affairs Administration. We're going to talk about state of education services and the Department of Veterans Affairs. Since 2020, the number of employees at the education services at VA's headquarters in DC has nearly doubled, growing from 102 to 185 in 2024. So I'm going to say it again, the headquarters staff has nearly doubled, but the actual budget has only increased it went from 1.5 billion.
Okay. I don't know if I went to the screen, but fair use. This is for educational purposes, and this is meant to inform veterans of the law changes dealing with their benefits, so fair use. And our brothers say, I love my VA healthcare. Yeah, sometimes I do too. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Brother Charleston Zimmer say, sorry, E8, E9 is a master chief. Okay, because the way they do E8 is a master sergeant, in E9 in the Army is master sergeant E8. E9 is a sergeant major. So they got different terminologies. That's good. Let's see. I'm glad people that's why I appreciate people having good experiences with their healthcare, because I have some, I have a pretty good doctor now that understands me. So let us continue.
$1 billion to $12.1 billion, and that is a tremendous amount of money. So if we're spending all this money and we're increasing the bureaucracy and not sending that to veterans benefits, that is a problem. So I swear to God, this is like Groundhog Day. I'm just going to bulletize some things here so that everybody understands for the record. So we have seen this in this hearing room, contract and oversight mistakes with the digital GI bill to the tune of billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. VA bureaucrats going rogue with risk-based surveys leading to schools backing out from accepting the GI bill. So the antithesis of what the VA is supposed to be doing, they're actually chasing veterans away from getting educated.
So the way that the VA is managing the program is causing schools to just get away from letting veterans come in with using the program. So they relying on, the veterans are relying on the VA to their detriment in some cases. And our brother Harold says, good evening, family, 47 degrees here in North Carolina. Okay, brother.
An absolutely foolish interpretation of a Supreme Court case that will add nearly $10 billion to the deficit over the next decade and not help anybody. A VA proposing a rule to the Federal Registry using the wrong form, causing schools to panic. Paperwork. Government employees reinterpreting congressional law and kicking out religious schools from our GI Bill. Unacceptable. Former head of education services giving out his contact information to school certifying officials because they had so many communications issues that needed to be solved. And the list just goes on and on and on and on and on. And it's going to stop. Like, this is going to stop. I'm very excited to have a new secretary of the Veterans Affairs. Dennis was a friend of mine. I think he was undermined and subverted by a lot of people sitting over here, permanent bureaucrats. I firmly believe that. Dennis wanted to do what was right, and his feet were knocked out from underneath him by the permanent ruling class in Washington, D.C., and those are not elected officials. and it's going to stop. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that every single dollar that is allocated by this Congress goes to help a veteran, not a bureaucrat. And so help me God, that is my sole intent. And if I don't know how I could be more clear. So, Mr. Pappas, that's how this is going to go. And I yield to the ranking member for any comments you may have, sir.
Well, I want to.
So before ranking member Pappas speak, let us know, Brother Ronald, give us a message. He says Doug Collins in his new secretary of the VA. I mean, Doug Collins is the new secretary of the VA. I like hearing what he had to say. Give us a little idea of what he said that stood out to you. Look what Brother Charlton say. Wow, reminds me of my senior Master Chief. Yeah, you can tell he was in the military, can't you? You know, make sure they got to pat him down before he walk in there. Now let's hear what Senior Ranking Member Pappas says.
I want to thank you first for your service in Congress, but also to our great nation, and just the spirit by which you approach your role here as chair of this subcommittee. I was on this subcommittee for my first 2 terms in Congress. Really pleased to be back and look forward to developing a good, strong working relationship and continuing the work that you did with Mike Levin for the last couple years. So I want to thank you for holding this session here today. I think we can all agree that the GI Bill is a landmark law, and I look forward to the work that we will do today together to ensure that student veterans are provided the level of quality that they deserve. But I think we can't hold this hearing today without recognizing what's transpiring, the pressures on federal programs and certainly on the federal workforce as well, dedicated people that meet the needs of veterans each and every day. So I want to take a trip back to late 2024. The final 2 hearings of the Veterans Affairs Committee were on federal agency overreach and poor performance due to staffing shortages at the Veterans Readiness and Employment Program. And since the inauguration of President Trump, the VA has been thrown into chaos as other federal.
Now, Sister, anybody in here, if you've used the program like Sister Tonka Toy, give us a 1 in the chat if you use the Voc Rehab or Veteran Readiness Employment. Put a 1 in the chat, or you know somebody who has, and tell us what your experience was or what they said their experience was. Put a 1 in the chat. I didn't do it, but just put a 1 in the chat like that. And tell us, Sister Tonka Toy, what was your experience in the program? Let us know. Did you have any hiccups? What would you give it out of 5 stars? Would you give it 4, 5 stars, 3 stars? Let us know.
Federal agencies have been thrown into chaos. Hiring freezes, pushing staff to quit, suspending grants, eliminating programs that veterans with disabilities rely on. And frankly, this Congress hasn't stepped up to its authority and stepped up to the plate in a way that I think we should be at this moment. This is an authority that expert witnesses said would be used to restrain abuses in the executive branch. I'll give you a quote from a recent hearing. Quote, "Agencies are not permitted to misread their congressional charge and statutes, and their interpretation ought to be regarded with special skepticism when they purport to find sweeping new authorities in old statutes," end quote. That was Dr. Philip Wallach, senior fellow at AEI, testified before this committee on December 18th of last year. Yet today, agencies under President Trump's executive actions are finding all kinds of new ways to circumvent congressional oversight. Dr. Wallach further reminded this committee during his testimony after the Loper decision that many observers hope that these interventions can come from the executive branch, specifically political appointees in the upcoming Trump administration, notably Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who lead the recently conceived DOGE, argued in the Wall Street Journal that the court's recent ruling opens the door for the president to nullify thousands of regulations based on improper interpretations through non-enforcement and then review and rescission. It's not at all clear that this is a sound prescription. Instead, the remedy for excessive administrative power is a revitalization of congressional power, not just a different flavor of administrative power as overseen by a more aggressive court, end quote. Dr. Wallach concluded his testimony by emphasizing how members from both parties should rely on information and guidance provided by public service professionals at VA and push bipartisan legislation through Congress. He said, if that seems like pie in the sky idea of how the House operates, then we all need to be asking how to make it work better. So I believe in the good work of this subcommittee and the role of our committee in legislating and in overseeing the department. None of us want unelected bureaucrats running wild, damaging systems, and compromising benefits for veterans. So I want to work with every member of this subcommittee to ensure that veterans are at the center of all of our efforts and that we are truly delivering the benefits that they have earned in a timely fashion. So, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate your comments saying that this is a nonpartisan place for work, and I couldn't agree more. That's why we must do the job of oversight of federal agencies and programs, stand tall as a co-equal branch of government, and not shrink from our responsibilities, especially when it comes to the end veteran. So regarding the hearing today, I look forward to VA providing more information on the implementation of the Elizabeth Dole Act and hearing from VA about plans for 2025 and beyond. And I do want to thank you most sincerely, Mr. Chairman, for the time, and I yield back and look forward to the next couple of years together.
Thank you, Mr. Pappas. I appreciate several of your comments. I would like us to focus internally, sir. And I've done nothing over the last 2 years other than reminding the Biden administration that we are a co-equal branch of government. And I would remind you, sir, that President Trump has been in office for 3 weeks and I think a day. So let's look forward collectively to doing things great. And if we have concerns. Deputy Director of Education Services at the Veterans Benefits Administration. I'll ask the witnesses to please stand and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the
Our team also described how claims go back and forth several times before being fully completed, adding to the delays and aging of claims. We are taking immediate actions to engage claims processors who are working these claims to gather their feedback. VBA is evaluating current resources and tools, fine-tuning procedures.
We're going to get past the excuses. Let's move on.
with the answers from the witnesses. Okay? Yeah, talking to McGarvey over there. All right, I now recognize the ranking member Pappas for 5 minutes to question the witnesses.
Okay, let's see how I do
Proceed,
here.
sir. You'll be fine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for the testimony, Mr. Smith. And our office and so many of my colleagues' offices have been flooded with constituent calls over the last few days and few weeks. We've literally heard from thousands of people in my district in New Hampshire who are concerned about sweeping executive orders from the administration, including those that are impacting VA. The orders, along with unclear guidance, have, I think, shaken confidence in the ability of, or the understanding that VA is going to deliver on its promises to our veterans. I've heard that directly from the veteran community in New Hampshire.
I want to ask you the question now. Are you fearful that the current presidential administration is making so many changes that we're not going to know what to do? Because we don't know how to react, that they might do something that might affect our benefits. Who in here concerned about that? That they might do so many executive orders it might affect our benefits? Let us know.
So we were recently made aware of a list of positions at VA that are not eligible for Elon Musk's so-called fork in the road retirement plan. One of the positions is a VRE counselor. You may be aware that I sent a letter to the secretary asking for this position to be exempt from the hiring freeze. So my question to you is, if the position is so mission critical that these individuals aren't eligible for the retirement offer, why are these positions subject to a hiring freeze?
Thank you for the question, sir. There's a separate executive order that we're operating under that implemented a government-wide hiring freeze, and we are following that order.
Do you expect that VA will request an exemption from the freeze to hire staff members that can service veterans' economic opportunity benefits, including positions that are needed to administer VRE?
I am not sure what the secretary will choose to do, but I certainly await his guidance.
Okay. If an exemption were granted and wait times were not granted and wait times could increase as a result, would the administration reconsider an exemption as soon as possible to minimize the impact to disabled veterans who are seeking employment?
We absolutely want to minimize impact to the extent possible, and we'll work with you and the appropriators to make sure that we have that we can fill to our budget ceiling once we've reached the position where we can begin hiring again.
So to your knowledge, have any VRE connected positions been rescinded?
I don't know, sir.
Okay. And what, if anything, is VA's plan to ensure that veterans don't experience delays in accessing these earned benefits?
Speaking for the education delivery of benefits, our positions, our claims processing positions are also exempted as claims processors. We continue to execute against the mission with the staffing that we have. And
recognize Mr. Barrett from the great state of Michigan, which is directly across from Lake, Wisconsin.
Is that anywhere near the Gulf of America, Mr. Chairman?
Very close, sir.
Okay.
Glad
Well,
someone got that.
Thank you. Mr. Smith, I know that there's been a lot of discussion about these risk-based surveys that are done.
So, well, I think they're talking about change. Have you heard the president talking about changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America? How do y'all feel about that? Do you want it to be called the Gulf of America? Let us know. Charleston says, yes, I am worried as my LM HEAP Unity Heat grant program affected. Okay. Has anybody been affected by any of the changes that they're making and the president is changing? Let us know. Do you know what those changes are? Other state programs are also, okay, wow. I'm trying to get
and
to this
what
one concept.
Strength that's had, the downstream effect of that on veterans being able to access education that really fits their needs and what they're seeking. Can you give us an update as to the status of these risk-based surveys and whether they're being used in a strategic way to?
I don't hear about no risk.
Have revised that model for.
Let me move it up, fam.
I think one of the things that makes this committee a fun committee to serve on is that we all agree. We all agree that we want to get our veterans, the brave men and women who are willing to put on a uniform and sacrifice everything for us, the benefits they have earned and they were promised. So I'm glad we're having this hearing because we need to focus on how to better serve our veterans. I also want to make sure that we're putting all the focus on the right place, which is getting these veterans their services. And how do we actually do that? Because that is what we want to have happen. Come back with me to Louisville, Kentucky. I'll take you in the VA. I'll take you in VFW 1170. I'll take you anywhere. And you're going to hear some similar things. One, a lot of veterans do appreciate when the VA works for them. And there are things at the VA that are working for them. Then they're going to tell you about the things at the VA that aren't working.
Okay, family, give me some information. Give me something on the things that are working for you when it comes to the VA. Let us know some of the things that are working for you. Community care is working for me. Community care, and I would say, what's the other thing that's working for me at the VA? Tell us something that's working for you at the VA. Community care and VA clinics. Everybody say hi to our brother Thumper coming into the room. Now, what part of the VA is working for you that you really, it really, been a benefit to you and it's went smoothly? All right, me, community care and VA clinics. For Brother Charleston, it's prescriptions and low cost. Our brother Thumper said, "Good evening, party people." And let's see here. Brother Rollins said, Brother Charleston said, "Hi, Thumper." And then Colin wants more community care for veterans. That's just good. Now, I totally agree. How do you feel about that, Brother Lawson? I really love and appreciate community care. Do you think they need to push it more toward mental health too? What are some of the things that y'all feel that they shouldn't change, but it should be done directly at the VA? Let us know. What's your opinion on that? Now, let us know, fam. And make sure y'all smash that like button. Smash that like button, family. Let us know what things at the VA that benefit you. I like the prescription thing, getting the medicine here, and we don't have to always go up there and get it done. That's good.
For them. We're here today talking about education benefits on this committee, and I think you would hear a lot of things. Speed, that they're not getting these benefits quickly enough. You're going to probably hear complaints about confusing jargon, confusing things that happen, like how do we jump through these hoops? How do we get these benefits we were supposed to have earned? And then, of course, that ease of access kind of goes in with the confusing jargon. How are we getting veterans what they need? So when we talk about the VA and the bureaucracy at the VA, I think we can admit we all want there to be efficiency in the VA. We want these services to be timely delivered, but I don't want to just scapegoat every person who works at the VA, because we have a lot of really talented public servants who are at the VA getting our veterans the care and the things they need. And so when you look at what
Now that I agree with, we can't demonize the whole VA, because I've had very good experiences, but it's the bad experiences sometimes are the ones we tend to remember. So we need to always tell the people that help us how much we appreciate it. Now, our brother Coasty say, "Hello, H-Town vet and the family." Everybody say hi to Coasty. Coasty is in the house. You understand? Look, hey, Boots, what's going on? What's happening? Community Chaplain Davis, let us know how that situation went with our brother, with your claim. Let us know. We're talking about accountability tonight. The VA and accountability. What about our accountability?
what's happening, even though we're only 3 weeks into the Trump administration. When you look at the executive orders on the hiring freezes, that applies to everybody. Even we've heard from doctors who've had a hiring freeze, and I know we're not talking about healthcare and VA today, but that certainly plays into what we're talking about. They're talking about drastically altering some of these policies in an effort to starve out some of our dedicated public servants and cut the workforce at the VA. I think we're here with the right intention.
Now let's see what we got here. Like I said, we want y'all to interact and communicate now. We in here, so we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna go through the video, but this part is gonna be interactive. So our brother Rollins said community care and telehealth is working for me. Love telehealth. Brother Lawson, we agree on something? Now here we go. Community Chaplain Davis say it's Sister Chaplain's birthday. Give her a shout out. We want to give Sister Chaplain, we're going to come up on the full screen. Everybody, let's give Sister Chaplain a shout out today for her birthday. Let's give a shout out. Y'all show some love in the chat. Can y'all do that for Sister Chaplain Davis? Y'all let her know. I say happy birthday to Sister Chaplain Davis. We're not going to ask how old she is. We don't want to get into that. Women don't like talking about that age. So let us know. Y'all show some love to Community Chaplain Davis' wife. It's her birthday. Now, Coastie says, hey, Mr. Zimmerman. And then Thumper says, I like the clinics, the medication, and I get medical supplies without paying for them. Oh, man. Man, let me ask you this. Who in here didn't have to pay for it on the outside? Any of those creams or those medications that you so-called supposed to get from for your treatment, and the prices are enormous. But then you go to the VA, most time it don't cost nothing. Now Charleston Zimmerman says, hey, Community Chaplain Davis. Coastie said, hey, Community Chaplain and Thumper. And then Brother Charleston Zimmerman says, Sister Chaplain, happy birthday. Say birthday. Coastie say happy birthday to Sister Chaplain Davis. I want to say happy birthday to Sister Chaplain Davis. And anybody dealing with you, they got to be all right. Or have they might be got some mental problems. I mess with you, bro. They got to be all right. He say, Coastie, yeah. Yes, indeed, family. We glad. How y'all celebrating, brother? Did y'all go out to eat? He say, happy birthday, Sister Chaplain. Everybody showing love to Sister Chaplain. How did they, how y'all going to celebrate? Y'all going out to eat? Did y'all stay at home? Did the youngins come by? What happened, brother? Let us know. And how your claim going? Let us know. Have you heard anything back on your claim? When we get to the after party.
But I
Oh,
want to
you
make
put
sure
it
we
there.
are here with the right
We'll answer it
focus.
later.
And when you look at Congress, it's the real complaint here is that we need to improve the policies and procedures in VA. Let's do it. Let's work together to make those changes.
Oh,
I'm
excuse me.
totally for it. But if we're concerned that railing against the VA is just pretext to begin a Doge death spiral with the VA, where you've got the workforce in the name of efficiency leading to slower benefit delivery and more backlog for our vets, then let's remember who we're here to serve. And so I think about these changes. One, you mentioned something I want to get into, Mr. Smith. You said that additional staffing wouldn't necessarily help. One thing I hear from veterans is even if we go in the name of look, we use technology in all of our daily lives. I hear from a lot of veterans that at the end of the day, they want a person at the other end of the line eventually. What would help? You said
I want to ask y'all that question. Do y'all like the automated thing that they put in the VA, or would you rather talk to a person? When you go into the VA and you dealing with them and you're dealing with situations regarding setting appointments or going up there to appointment, would you rather tap in on the computer, the kiosk? What things would you want to be different at the VA that you've seen at maybe other healthcare facilities outside the VA? Let us know. Now, our brother Thumper says, before I retired, I was told to get a cuff because of my BP. I get there and given the real sleeves that goes on my arm. Okay. Now, what is the cuff? It's something that goes over your arm, and BP is what? Because I'm not good with initials, brother. Some of y'all may know what he's talking about, but I'm not good with initials. Let us
staffing won't help. What will help us clear this backlog and get veterans the benefits they need and deserve?
Thank you for the question, and I certainly appreciate your comments. We are very focused in improving our trust scores, including all of the elements that you just mentioned, as well as ensuring that veterans feel valued. That's a key element of our trust score. In terms of what will what will help, I would say we need better procedures. We need better job aids. We should not have to require our claims processors to do many multiple tasks without, some supporting like templates. And I think we can look at technology as an enabler as well. We are not there right now. We need to take a look at, things within our control in terms of those policies, procedures, job aids and tools, issue some reinforcement to our folks who are 1 month or 6 weeks into processing these root of seal claims on a very steep learning curve, and then reassess and go forward.
Thanks. We're short on time. And so I just want to say I appreciate that. I do want to make sure that we are getting our veterans what they need. If some of that is technology, that is fantastic. If we need efficiency, we need better off. We need to recognize what's going on right now. There are 1.7 million veterans who've become eligible for additional GI benefits. The VBA is already using overtime and seasonal capacity. So thanks so much, and we'll keep on this.
Mr. McGarvey, if you'd like, we'll do a second round of questions. I understand Mr. Pappas would like to do that already. So thank you very much. The gentleman yields back. The chair now recognizes our newest member from the Northern Mariana Islands, Ms. King Hines, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for this opportunity to learn a little bit more about veteran education services. So I come from the Northern Mariana Islands, and our issue with regards to veterans is just access. And so I'm curious to see what the program currently does to ensure that equitable access for veterans living in remote areas like the CNMI, with regards to the digital GI Bill platform, is ensures basically that our veterans have the same access.
Yes, thank you for the question. All U.S. service members establish eligibility to education benefits based on the merits of their service. I'd like to ask Mr. Ruhlman to talk just a little bit about getting schools approved in remote areas.
Sure. Prior to this hearing, I actually did look.
Okay, family. We keeping up with the chat, right? So we're interactive tonight. So family, let's see who is in the room. Betty Bops says, "Good evening, H-Town." Good evening, Betty Bops. Give us that it is Chaplain Davis. He says it's her birthday. His Sister Chaplain's birthday today. So she want to give a shout out. So if you want to give a shout out, you can. Just informing you of that. And she said, let me see, Betty Bops say, "Good evening, H-Town." Betty Bops, it's always good to have you here. You bring in that positive energy. And we got Charleston Zimmerman. Hey, Betty Bops. See, family, the whole thing is we can have fun. We can disagree. We can greet each other. We just gotta have order, don't be slick with it. Some people be covering up they look contempt with little slick statements. And I be peeping and I just don't say nothing. I hint at you every once in a while. That's why. So listen what Brother Lawson said. "Happy birthday, Sister Chaplain Davis. My 66th birthday is on the 19th, next Wednesday." I don't remember how old I am, brother. I think, what am I, 66? No, I'm 56. I'm sorry. He said 66. Yes, so I'm 56. So we about 10 years apart, bro. That PTSD gets me. Now, so congratulations, brother. Next one, y'all got a happy early birthday for our brother Lawson. So now, February, baby. Now, Betty Bob say hello, Charleston Zimmerman. Okay, say it means high blood pressure. So high blood pressure, I paid for the one that goes on the wrist. The one that you pump up, that's the one you paid for, our brother Thumper. I went to the VA and was given the blood pressure cuff. What? You can ask for that? See, I'm learning something. That's why we need to talk to veterans. You talking about that thing where you can check your own blood pressure? They didn't charge you anything for it. Let us know, brother. Thumper, cuff that goes on your arm that has a more accurate reading. Now, Betty Bob says, "Hello, Brother Lawson. Happy early birthday." And don't forget Chaplain, his wife's birthday too, y'all. Now, Charleston Zimmerman says, Betty Bops, this bearded chairman is a Navy senior chief. Yes, he is. He's the longest. He's the longest enlisted military member in Congress history. He's been there longer than anybody. Now he say, happy birthday, Sister Chaplain. Yes, indeed. Family, let us continue. Boy, y'all make me want to be my birthday. What about my birthday? That is still September. That's why we celebrated my birthday. Yes, Mills. Let's continue.
Look to see how many schools are approved in the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas. There's one college on Saipan, and that's it. To the extent that you have other training providers that are interested in seeking GI Bill approval, we can work with you to get them GI Bill approved in order to have more opportunities in the Northern Marianas for veterans who do live there, and we'd love to work with you on that. We also do have a number of programs which are online, which could be accessed, and those, of course, can be accessed worldwide. But really, we need to have more schools offering programs, whether that's technical schools, degree granting programs, excuse me, employers who have on-the-job training programs. That's one of the ways that probably you could increase the number, would be to find some employers, whether that's electricians, plumbers, really any of the trades, skilled trades that have OJT programs could be approved in the Northern Marianas as well, to allow people to use their benefits and to gain skills which will help them get better paying jobs.
All right, thank you. So it was raised that a lot of times, right, our vets really would like to be able to have access to a real life person to be able to work through some of these applications. And in remote areas like the CNMI or rural areas in particular, right, access to the internet is a challenge. And what have you done with regards to just outreach to these communities to ensure, right, we're talking about digitizing a platform, but in remote communities like ours, sometimes access to
Now they keep using this term digital
platforms is a challenge.
Digital platforms. Okay, now what do y'all think? If you live in a rural area, have you had problems getting access to your health care because of the internet? What has been the issue? Let us know. So Betty Bob say yes, the VA will give a blood pressure machine. So family, this, because it's, you know, we halfway done, really. This thing is going pretty good here. And I skip forward a little bit. Because we're going over a video just about an hour or something, we letting y'all chat away, you know, so it's all right to, you know, put a little information out there. Now, Coasty say, my primary ordered me a blood pressure cuff. Came in the mail for free. Wow. Now let's see what our brother's saying here. He say, Community Chaplain Davis says, he say, let me move this over here for a minute. Google Alabama Veteran Affairs. Messy going on. Wow. I'll do that. Director was removed by executive order. What? Breaking news. Send me the article, brother. Chaplain Davis, if you still on here right now, send me it by email. Send me the link, okay? The director was moved by executive order. Now legislators have introduced a state bill to make board members as appointed positions. My Lord. What's really going on, family? Have any of y'all heard about that? Where this drama coming from? Huh?
challenge. And so what outreach work has been done to ensure that remote and rural communities just have a fighting chance basically at being able to avail some of these services?
Mr. Ruhlman, could you answer? I'd like to ask Mr. Ruhlman to answer that question.
Most of our outreach is done using a number of different approaches, but the bulk of it is through email, websites, and it is electronic. I'm sure we'd have people who would love to do additional outreach in person, but that would require additional travel funding. I'm not sure what else we can do in the short run, but I would love to have further discussions about what we could do to provide better service to individuals in the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas, as well as other more remote places within the United States, because we do want to reach those individuals as well.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield my time.
The gentlelady yields back. The chair now recognizes Ms. Ramirez, my dear friend from the great state of Illinois.
Thank you, Chairman. It's good to have Midwestern representation in committee. And I want to thank the ranking member also for holding today's hearing and the witnesses for joining us today. By the title of this hearing, I'd like to believe we're all in agreement that education is an important tool to lift up our veterans and provide them with opportunities. And while I know that my colleagues across the aisle have turned their backs on commitment to honor inclusion because of the current administration's attacks on diversity, on equity and inclusion programs, I do have some news for them. Turning their backs on a commitment to diversity is turning their backs on veterans.
Now, what I want to know is I want to know how she describes diversity, because people throw that term out there. Because I did see some programs that I really liked that they had in there I said that's nice. You know, things that they were offering when I was looking up the website that they were offering to women veterans, to some Black veterans or whatever they say. And it was some real nice stuff. But what I'm saying is, I ain't never seen the benefit done of these things, other than in name. As a Black man, I ain't seen no benefit to nothing. So it seemed like it goes to a lot of other groups, and by the time it so-called gets to me as a Black person, all the pie is gone. I ain't left with nothing but the crumbs. I can't do nothing with that. But they'll pop a Black person out as a spokesperson, but we ain't getting nothing. Cut that out. And they say, maybe because it starts with an alphabet, an A in the alphabet. Okay, alphabetical order. Okay. Let's see what she's saying. Let's see what she's talking about. She brings some new spirit up here. Let's see what she's talking about.
Veterans are diverse, and I'm proud to represent 20,727 diverse veterans of Illinois' 3rd Congressional District. Let's be clear. And when we're talking about veterans, we're talking about women, we're talking about people of color, we're talking about first-generation veterans, we're talking about low-income veterans, we're talking about LGBTQI+ veterans and deported veterans. They're all veterans. And each veteran is to be celebrated in their diversity and entitled to full access to their benefits that they've earned, and we promise them. And that's why I take such a responsibility to provide careful oversight of our education services seriously. It's our job. And we can't let attempts to dismantle veteran services or deny the unique needs of diverse veterans in the name of efficiency derail us from our duty. In fact, if anything, it should make us fight even harder to defend the progress we've made in serving veterans more effectively. And so with that, I want to turn to some questions. The GI Bill comparison tool currently allows veterans to search for schools that have a particular population focus, such as women's college, for example, Alaska Native serving institutions, Hispanic serving institutions, we call them HSIs, or historically Black colleges and universities, the HBCUs. Mr. Smith, will the VA remove this information as a search feature for veterans in order to comply with Trump's administration's executive orders ending diversity, equity, and inclusion programming?
Thank you for the question, ma'am. 1 week on the job in. I have not gotten any instructions to that end, but I'd be happy to bring something back to you.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, I would appreciate that. I certainly want to make sure that I know what search information is available and not available as veterans are looking at schools. So we'll follow up with you. But let me ask you another follow-up question. As you're searching, if the VA would remove the ability to search institutions by diversity characteristics, how would that actually interfere with a veteran's freedom to choose a school of their liking? You want me to repeat it?
Please.
Yeah. So I've
So let's get something straight here. So what they're saying is when you're using the veteran readiness and employment, right? That you are actually, they have where you can select up, because when I was looking this up, I saw it, it's still there. And you can look up they don't just have it for historically black colleges, because that's just a trick word right there. Because you got white people going to historically black colleges. You got some historically black colleges that's not mostly black anymore. All right. And when it's black, I'm talking about those are descendant of freedmen. You got black immigrants going to black colleges. Okay. So you got all type, you got Hispanics, you got all type of people going to black colleges. Now, and so they're just saying like a search feature so they can have some of these schools to select. I say if they don't put them on that search feature, if you want to go to a certain school, just look it up. That's all that is, in my opinion. You know, I ain't trying to get too political, but we are at a political thing. We don't have about 30 more minutes left, family. We doing good. And our brother Kevin Colbert Sr. say, good evening, family. Let us continue. Fair use, fair use. Okay. Fair use, family, fair use. Here's my thing. I'm going to tell you what I don't like. I'm going to be honest with y'all. So let me come up on here. I am the H-Town vet, and I'm giving my opinion. So let me get back to what we're talking about here. So I don't like when people use black people as people of color to shoehorn whatever they're doing. They use our icons and our names and our likenesses because I can't go over to Hispanics and say, hey, I want something that they got. I can't go over to immigrant groups and say, hey, I want some of what they got. No, you can't get it. But they supposed to get everything I get. That's a problem to me. That's a real problem. If you try to open up something, it's got to go to everybody else before it get here. And we've been quiet for a long time. But ain't no other group working with us. Ain't no other group. When I say that, I'm talking about black people that's born in America. Not unless because when everybody go toward, just like we talked about with veterans on the last live stream, family, and I'll come up on the full screen. I say this with my whole chest. Veterans get prosecuted harder than non-veterans. They get longer sentences. They go in jail twice as long. Same thing for black men and black people in general. We getting snuffed out in the street and everybody saying, you know what? Hey, the justice system played out. They played it out. So everybody, yeah, we with you until they go into a courtroom. They go behind closed doors, then all of a sudden the decision is different. So that's what I'm saying. So me personally, don't be trying to give me all that because that's just showing other people, because other people are not necessarily trying to identify as minority. They trying to get up there in the system. Most immigrants put white on their license, their driver's license. Did you know that? They put white on their driver's license, almost all of them. So That's what I'm trying to tell you. You go look and see what I'm saying. The head of the Proud Boys, that Cuban guy, blacker than me. He got white when he got arrested, white on his license. You understand? So I'm with it, but it has to be a mutual thing. Don't come in. I want to unify as veterans. So let's do it. Let's unify as veterans. But when you start throwing all these other groups into it, excuse me, you getting slick. He say, check my email. I definitely will, Chaplain Davis. Yes, indeed. Let's get back to the thing. That's why I come up here. I don't, this is a veteran channel. I'm a black man, but this is a veteran channel. I don't come up here, yeah, power to this here, power to that there. No, power to the veteran. But I will talk, a little bit about Black history, who I am. But I let y'all talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. You can tell me about something that was done in your culture. We good, man. We good, ladies. Yeah, but don't sit, yeah, they put white on their license. Let me see. Yes, my Trinidad ex-sister had white on her license. Y'all thought I was making this up? Huh? See, I want y'all to understand something. We the largest culture here in the United States, black people. The only other largest ethnic group, I'm talking about culturally as an ethnic group. We practice a certain way. They say we ain't got no culture, but everything in America is our culture. The music, the food, even the government. We're specifically mentioned in the Constitution. One is 3/5 of a human being. Then they made the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment to apply just to us. John Wilkes Booth. Did you hear what I said? John Wilkes Booth killed the president because he had gave black men the right to vote that fought in the Civil War. And he literally said, President Lincoln said, we wouldn't have won the law without the black soldiers. And they wouldn't have, because they wasn't before they put the soldiers in there. Because Northern soldiers did not have the skill to fight against Southern soldiers that were from the South, that knew how to hunt, that knew how to fight in the woods. Are you insane? The North lost most of the battles. Did you know that? That's why they do all these reenactments. The North lost almost every battle. They had Stonewall Jackson, man, in the South as a general. Are you crazy? That man was, I think he was trained at West Point too. Robert E. Lee was trained at West Point. They asked him to be the leader of the North. They want him to be the general of the North, but he said, I got no greater duty than to my home. He's from Virginia, so he went back home. I'm telling you. Now, and we about to break all this down. Now, listen to what the brother say. Kevin say, good evening, Coastie. He say, us ex-sister-in-law. I about to say, I hope you ain't cut your sister off. He say, ex-sister-in-law. Yeah, now, Charleston say, the draft riots of New York. Did you hear? It wasn't no Northern-Southern thing, family. The draft riots, the Northern soldiers started attacking black people in New York because they got drafted to go fight on the side of the Union. They were attacking black people. The Devil's Punch Bowl down in the South. After the Civil War, the Northern soldiers, what they call the soldiers, the Union soldiers, they were taking black people out in the Devil's Punch Bowl. Look it up. Now, let's do it, man. Let's deal with it. That's why I said I don't do no people of color, because when they say somebody committed a crime, they don't call me a person of color. They say that black man right over there did it. There was a robbery. A black man looked just like you. They don't say a person of color. You better say that garbage. But I respect what they're trying to do because I like some of the programs. But hey, don't try to separate us all out as veterans. Now, women veterans, yes, because women veterans have special things. They give birth. They have certain things that they bring to the table. So you have to specialize. Their biology is totally different. Not somewhat different as a human being. So you're going to have to address that. Yeah, I ain't got no problem with that. He say it loud. Well, they say, I'm like James Brown. Nobody wants to give me nothing. Just open the door and I get it myself. Come on, I hear you. Yeah. That's what they hold on. Had a little Frito in our family. Now, family, as soon as I start cutting up, everybody come in here. There's supposed to be less people watching when I start cutting up. Huh? Look, the whole thing is I want y'all to understand something. They talking about like black people on welfare, black people on this here, and black people getting, we ain't get the largest group that get affirmative action and DEI are white women. Did you know that? This happened when they had the civil rights bill that was supposed to go to us, but in the last minute they tricked it up and they put the word minority instead of black. Here we go. So we was getting all this stuff. Where it's at? The welfare capital of the United States is Owsley County, Kentucky. Look it up. It's 98% on food stamps. 98% of the people live there are white. I want y'all to understand what's going on here. I'm tired of people putting bad thing on our name, because like I say, I'm sitting here working my butt off. Where all these freebies I'm supposed to be getting? I'm not getting nothing free. Everything I'm doing, I'm working hard at it. Give me some of what you gave Afghanistan, people from Afghanistan when they came here. People from the Ukraine, gave them all kind of money and gave them all kind of benefits, but we get nothing? Excuse me? I got to pick myself up by my bootstrap. I'm kind of ranting, family, so excuse me. Let us continue.
Follow-up question to you, because you're going to get me that information, is if the VA removes the ability to search institutions by diversity characteristics, how will this interfere with a veteran's freedom to choose a school of their liking?
I believe that would force them to use another search method for identifying schools of their choice. But that's my
What
speculation.
search method would they be using? Google? Like what?
That would be my guess.
So they'd have to start Googling when they already were able to do that through the system that they use. But now we're saying, we don't want you to have that choice. So we're going to have you have to go look at other formats. So in some ways, they would impact their ability and accessibility to be able to look through the system they already have in place, correct?
It would be a two-step process.
Oh, let's see. Brother said, look, yeah, you're right. You know, I'm up here in flames. But see, my thing is, as y'all know, I'm personally love everybody, but I'm not about to sit and nix myself out and let nobody just take slowly. Let's call that a slow slow genocide. Everybody else getting stuff, but if a black person say they want something, yeah, that's why you saw the Democrats crash and burn. So you say, hey man, we've been supporting you 97%. What you gonna give us? What? All right, we'll see you in the election. I'm gonna vote for the couch this year. Yeah, you're gonna sit here and you giving stuff to everybody but us. Okay, get them to vote for you. No, when they get here, you know what they do? Once immigrants get here, they start voting Republican. You got a couple of them on television down here and all over the United States. My one guy said his wife got deported, but he voted for Trump. Now he said split high fly H-Town. Yeah, no, we're just trying to tell the truth, because we're all veterans and we need to know what it is. Now I like to cite what the Congress lady's talking about, because I saw it and it really made me feel good that they had something for them, but they should have something for all veterans. I don't think you need to exclude. But I'm saying, if you're going to be giving out benefits, break something off on the black folks over here. Y'all use us as a mascot. Soon as you go to the Super Bowl or whatever, they got some black man running around in a what do they call that, a cheerleader outfit with a tutu. So you make him the symbol of something, but everybody else get the money. Come on now. Don't play me like I'm no fool. Kevin Cobarcini say facts, brother. Okay. Now but case H-Town teaching history. I just want somebody to tell me I'm a liar. Because when my people, there's no more. Look, let me tell you something. I didn't see Kendrick Lamar give his performance. I saw parts of it. We are as American as apple pie. Okay. Do you know who actually the what's called that you have right now? The flag that you see right now? A young girl about 12 or 13 years old, a black girl sold that. Switcher, go look her up. She sold the American flag that you sit and salute to right now. Huh? Cadence from North Carolina, a brother from North Carolina, World War II invented military cadence. Your left, your right, all that singing and all that. A black man did that. Now, here we go. It's Black History, so I'm kind of pumped up. Now, he said, I have been talking about the topic, H-Town. If you're white, you're right. You're brown, stick around. If you are, and if you're black, get back. You know, I used to say that. Now, the thing is this here. Things have happened so much now, though, brother, that they going crazy with all kind of stuff. They're putting non-citizens ahead of citizens. Not cool. All American citizens, whether they're black, white, green, or blue, we come first because I can't go to nobody else's country. Now, you tell me if I'm lying here, family. Y'all tell me if I'm lying. Can I go to another country and burn the American flag? Man, they take me and put a tire on me and light me a fire with gasoline. So somebody come here and burn this flag, I can't really go over there popping up other American flag other places. You got to be careful with that. So how can somebody be here? That's what I'm telling you. Let me tell y'all something. See, I got to break something down to y'all. Come on, y'all got me fired up. I don't mean to do. Let me tell y'all something. Do you know what they did? Now, one thing I want to give Mexico credit for. 2 times other countries tried to influence Mexico with the Zimmerman note, and I think the other one, I forgot, they tried to come in through Mexico to attack us. Mexico didn't go for it. I appreciate Mexico for that because we got a history where we took land from them. You understand? But let me tell you what they did in World War II. Y'all ready? Y'all sitting here? You sitting here, you won't listen? In World War II, now, when we went over there, the black soldiers went over to fight. My family members, my cousins, my grandfathers, and all these people went to fight. I want you to follow me because my great-grandfather fought in World War I. All right? Now, follow what I'm saying. When they went over there, and when she brought this up, that's why I'm saying, you know, it just kind of triggered some things. When they went over there, I want y'all to hear me. The white soldiers in France gave letters to the French people telling them, don't hang around blacks, don't let them in your house because they grow tails at night. Huh? The French people didn't listen. They went on, let the black people in or whatever. Here's the thing. When we was over there fighting, see, my people told me this here. And they put it in movies too. They told them they would give leaflets to black soldiers. They had a lady talking, saying, come on over here, black soldier. They lynch you in your uniforms back home in the United States. Surrender, come over here. We got a whole bunch of German women for you. And come over here because you don't need to be fighting because they know if we fight to the death because we've been fighting for survival since the day we got here. You understand? What did the Vietnamese say? If you take the black man out of the Vietnam War, we'd have won it a long time ago. You go look and see if they said it. So she's saying this, which was a true statement, but she would handle it, man. What's she talking about? They wasn't gonna do nothing. Black in the United States, they had the Nazi party still here. It was some American Germans that were here, and they had a Nazi party. They were giving pamphlets to black people saying, if you fight on our side and support us, we'll give y'all Mississippi. No soldier, no black soldier surrendered or went along. You ain't gonna get we ain't gonna get black soldiers to do espionage against a country that's theirs, that they built from scratch. Well, you say they all slaves. The conditions of how we built it don't matter. The White House, the Congress where they sitting at, built by us. Horace Grant built most of the bridges. Most of the railroad tracks were built by us. The Asians, the Chinese came later and built going toward west. We built most of them. We were enslaved. Our whole everything. The first commodity that was sold on the stock exchange was our black bodies. Huh? New York was a slave state. That's where the word Wall Street comes from. Where does it come from? Wall Street comes from the fact that they had to build a wall because they were selling black people and animals on the other side of the wall to smell. Huh? Now let's see what we got here. Sorry, y'all got me. I went off, boy. This concludes this episode of the H-Town Vet. I'm gonna catch y'all when I get my stuff together. I'm gonna come on like Jimmy Smackers. I'm sorry, family. I slipped up. I've sinned. Now listen what he says. They've been excluding since before the GI Bill. So listen. See, and I was going to go over some Black history stuff, but when she brought up DI, that hit me. Let me explain something to y'all. Do you know that my uncles and my other cousins that were in World War II could not get the GI Bill? They only gave it to the white soldiers. Levittown, the current system of suburbs, Levittown. Go look it up. They got it on YouTube. They wouldn't let black people go in there. They left because they were getting these houses for almost free. All these soldiers, the white soldiers, but they wouldn't let the black ones get in there. And they wonder why 20, 30 years later we in ghettos, because y'all created it. They didn't give us none of that GI Bill back then. If I remember I was at the VA, one World War II soldier told me, this is a little while back, wasn't long ago. He said, yeah, when I was in there, the black soldiers went last. So we can't hide our history. Everybody else know it. So what we want to hide about it? You want to pull people from another country and talk about, oh, they being mistreated. Hell, why we can't talk about our mistreatment and give us what we deserve? So we can go in, guess what we're going to do with it? Put it right back in the country. We're not sending it nowhere else. But the whole thing is people feel uncomfortable with us being comfortable. Yeah, I get treated disrespectful by a lot of people that come to this country, ain't been here 2 or 3 years, try to treat me with disrespect. But I don't go around saying, hey, you made it off my tax money. We don't even talk like that. All we trying to do is handle our own business. So stop messing with us. Now we got, well, we don't care if they deport you or not. Oh, are you on Trump's side? It ain't doing us no benefit, because when we try to get together in this big old coalition, everybody else get what they want and keep moving. Lawson say, Treach H-Town. We got Kevin Colbert Sr. say, I read about the young girl helped sew the flag. No, she sewed the flag. Somebody else designed it. Betsy Ross didn't do this one. She did that first one. She sewed it. She sewed the whole flag. Now, they came up, gave us some of the design out of it, but she the one sold it. Yes, indeed. Now, Black Americans fought in every American conflict, the most loyal to these United States. This is true. Now, y'all got to understand something. Nobody's more loyal than us. Most of the immigrants that come here that are here now, white immigrants, they came in like the 1920s. You know, so some of them fight, but Black people fight larger than our percentage, and they tend to put us in combat MOSs, and we've been used as shock troops. I want you to look that up, what shock troops are. They would put the Black soldiers in front of the machine gun, run us out there first. When they cooling off, they trying to change the barrel on the machine gun, then they run the other soldiers out there. You think I'm making this up? Now, Lawson say, after 150 years, we still never got our 40 acres on the move as a people. Yes. No, we haven't. Now he say, now look, Betty Bob say Black females do not have it that easy either. No, but they don't. I have 2 females in my family. Not. Here's the thing. The thing is, like, they invent things. They gonna have to be in a safe place. They got to come and listen to Black men, because something happened to them. I can't come help them. If you ain't under somebody's leadership, if my daughter don't listen to me, she's out there. Whatever happens, happens. I can't make a hard head. Now she's under what I'm trying to tell her to do and making sure she living her right life straight. I'm gonna be there all out. You'll see me on the news. Okay, But when you get out here and get confused because you think people love you and they take you back in the woods somewhere and we never see you again, what can I say? I taught her not to go in the back of the woods, but she say they were her friends. Shoot. Now, oh no, my relatives, let's see what we say. Zimmerman always trouble. He got an ear. Billy say he salute. And we got brother say the GPS was, and I'm gonna tell you who told us about that. Brother Zimmerman told us that a female Navy veteran invented the GPS. And at the time, I didn't know she was black, but I knew she was a female veteran. The GPS was invented by a black female scientist, no DEI. Now, they just talking. Only DNI is the only DEI was all them that free land they got when they came over here from Europe. Huh? That Dr. King talked about. That was DEI. That was the welfare system right there. Now, let's see what we got. Don't hurt them, H-Dot. Y'all forgive me. Y'all know I love you. If I lose some subscribers, y'all know what's up. But Pennsylvania had redlining zones in 1928. So what they do, they redline. They still redline. So basically, they make it where I can't buy a house somewhere else. That's why the GI Bill was so important, family, because we tend to come from people that don't have generational wealth. They stole our land from us. That's why so many black people went to California from Louisiana and Texas, because they had to fight back. That's why Serena and Venus Williams daddy left, because he had to put hands on some folks down there and he had to get up out of town or they're going to take him out. Did you know that? Now, okay, Bonnie, I'm say good evening, Mr. H-Town vet and the family. Sorry, I am late tonight, but family, you are here. Now, listen what it said, Betty Bops. My uncle was in World War II. They were talking about the GI Bill. I was a little girl. This is what I want y'all to do, family. Whether you're black, white, red, or green, I want you to go to the oldest person in your family and start learning your family history. Okay? I used to listen to him talk. I wish, man, if I'd asked more questions, I'd know more. You hear me? Family, we are Americans. I am an American. I love this country. When I saw Kendrick Lamar put that flag out there, I felt proud. He represented not just our people, he represented our country. And some people say he gave lackluster performance, but hey, Rose City D say, good evening, H-Town, and salute the chat. Yes, and that's why it's so important that we respect each other here, because I want y'all to understand how I think and how I feel about things, but I love all of you. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm proud of where I come from, because I don't bow down to nobody. Now, I will respect the law and do whatever I'm told to do. That's right. Don't get me wrong on that, because I love this country and I want this country to be to prosper, because my family, all my family members buried here on this soil. You understand? Right here. My people come right here. So over in the 5th Ward graveyard, you understand? And other parts of the area. Now, Rose City D say, Bionic Woman, hello. And then we have Rose City D say, Betty Bops. Betty Bops say, Rose City D, hello. Yeah, go to the oldest person in y'all families. Who in here have done the genealogy test? Anybody have went back into their genealogy or history? Let us know. Boy, when she started talking about DI, we talking, I got on the topic. Look at that. Rose City D, Charleston Evening Brother. I hadn't saw this part. This was a reaction video. I guess I reacted, didn't I? And Betty Bob says, Bionic Woman, hi. And Bionic Woman says, hi, Betty Bops. And then Charleston Zimmerman, hi, Rose City D. And remember, here y'all can speak your opinion. I'm not going to be talking over you. If you say, well, I disagree with that point, H-Town, I feel this happened, and I feel, that's okay. You're supposed to be happy and proud of what your people did. I'm proud of what mine did. You understand? We got houses over there that my granddaddy built that are still standing. Oh boy, these houses, they making houses cheaper now though, I think. Bionic Woman say hi, Mr. Zimmerman. And then Brother Charleston Zimmerman say, Bionic Woman, hello. And then Bionic Woman say, hi, Billy Rollins, Kevin. Now, Community Chaplain Davis say, you can't make a hard head or a gullible person listen. No, let me tell y'all something. They're trying to take Mardi Gras and say it came from somewhere else. Now, this is I want y'all to follow this here. They're trying to say Mardi Gras came from the Caribbean, that Louisiana people are Caribbean people. Are you crazy? Now, some came from Haiti during the Haitian Revolution. Mardi Gras comes from where our brother Chaplain, Community Chaplain Davis from. It comes from, they let me know, hit me to the game. It comes from what? Alabama. I didn't know that until they told me. That's where it came from. Now, Coasty say, hi, Bionic Woman, Rose City. Everybody say, brother, if y'all don't know, you just came in, Community Chaplain Davis, Miss Chaplain, her birthday tonight. So please give out a birthday wish to Chaplain Davis's wife, because he has been such a great contributor, very supportive, very kind, and we appreciate him. Now, we have NNs in America, their grandparents fighting in Germany. Yeah. So they tried to come up to Cincinnati, but these are some, I ain't gonna say they just quacks, but they went up there, some little one of them groups, from the neo groups, they went up there to Cincinnati, and the brothers got them out the paint. Now, here we go. Kevin Cobarcini said, evening. Now, yes, she did invent the GPS. Yes, indeed. And when they was calculating getting back from the moon with that thing that was sitting on the moon and going back into space, there was a black woman that did that. She calculated from the South. And you know what's so interesting about it? What tripped me out with people that come up, she calculated the and how they need to do it, and what she the one did all that, and what part of it. They did a movie, Hidden Figures, but I heard from somebody who that was their grandmother. They didn't even know, because she's just in the family. But she loved gardening. I don't know why people that do all these type of scientific and flying in the air, they love gardening. What that got to do with it? That's kind of confusing to me. Now, Bionic Woman say, hi, Chaplain Davis. He say, you're not losing me. Now look, Dome, they say, one of the top OnlyFans models is Black Navy veteran. Oh, Lord, Miss B Dash. Oh, we shot down. Let me get, oh, Lord, we on the low vibration stuff. Oh, man, look at D. Oh, boy, you got me on that one, Dome. Dome, you got me on that. Dome, let me know if you signed up for the rules. Did you agree to the rules already, Dome? Let us know. Now, Rose City say, yep. Now, Community Chaplain Davis say, gotta run, spend time with birthday lady. Do you see that? Prayers for all and expect them back. Oh, yes, indeed. For see how kind, my brother? Everybody say good night to Chaplain Davis. Good night, Chaplain. There's no place like America. Man, ain't no place like here. I've traveled the world. Now, let me ask you this here now, family. Some people don't feel that way. Who would want to move? Who would actually want to move and go somewhere else? And they were talking about it. Is one of the fears that you won't be able to use your military benefits when you go there. Excuse me, healthcare and things like that. Good night, Chaplain Davis. Salute. He said, God love and love people. Yes, indeed. Let me get this water. Now, he said, my grandpa was Native American. My mother from Virginia had to buy, and my childhood land in Pennsylvania because my dad wasn't pure white. Wow. That's crazy stuff, man. Yeah, they didn't do right by the Native Americans either. Now, listen, Rose City D say, in respect to that, because many of our people are Aboriginal too, Black people. Now, remember H-Town vet, I found out that I was 80% Black, 10% crazy. Let me ask you, I'm scared. Y'all want me to be honest with y'all? Family, I'd be scared to do the test to see what percentage of me is Black, because it better be over 80%. I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to have identity crisis. Because y'all already say that I'm from the Dominican or something. Y'all better not scare me like that, man. Oh, yeah, you say 10% Black. Oh, man. So Rose City D say, happy birthday, Lady Chaplain. And Billy says, hello, everyone. Happy birthday, Miss Davis. Yes, indeed, family. And okay, I'm gonna put it. See, Dome cool. He said, what are the rules? Dome, I appreciate it. And if you haven't, I guess you subscribe, make sure y'all subscribe, because you have to be subscribed to chat, so you must be subscribed. I'm about to pull them up, Dome. So we do this for trolling issues, and we want y'all to know. So know the chat rules, okay? Doing this for Dome. You can sit back and chill. You don't have to chat, all right? As long as you stay on topic, you good. You're disruptive, that's when it's a problem. You'll know when you're disruptive because you're doing it intentionally. You can say hello, but then you need to go ahead and agree to the rules as you get in here. I'm gonna ask you, hey, can you hear me? Because some people ignore and they keep chatting. And so I'm gonna say, hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And here are the rules, my brother, and they're simple. No trolling, so avoid trolling. What do we constitute as trolling? Ignoring H-Town vets warning. Hey, cut that out. Because I'm just saying, hey, kind of keep slow down. Because I get rowdy sometimes, as you can see. But number two, chatting without agreeing to the rules. You can't sit back and chill, but if you're gonna chat, you gotta agree to the rules. Number three, name dropping non-chat members. Okay, like, oh yeah, blah blah this here. Go to this site. Go to that site. Nah, none of that. Then number four, any attempt to hijack or undermine the channel, get a permanent ban. Then, but like I say, you can say stuff like, we're talking about Black history, and you brought up the OnlyFans lady. She was a Black woman. You say one of the most popular. That's on what you call them. That's on what we're talking about. So we're not like real strict, but we just had some real trolling issues. So all you got to do is put a yes up in the chat, Dome. He said, my bad, I just was a little joking around. No, you didn't do nothing wrong. You just have to agree to the rules. No. What you did wasn't no problem, Dome. No, it's everybody that come in. If I don't know if you've been here, they got to agree to the rules. That way, you see how smooth the chat going? Because everybody agreed, then you never got to agree to again. All you got to do is put yes in the chat. You ain't do nothing wrong, Dome. Heck, what you said was funny. We got some people tell a funny joke, but they say the same joke 20 times. Now, that's when it becomes trolling. Come on, you already said the joke. Don't be trying to disrupt it. So all you got to do is put yes. When you put yes in there, you can continue to chat. You ain't done nothing wrong. We asked everybody, all these people that are in here, they had to do it. I had to put yes to the rules. See, now look how Dom did. So you ain't do nothing wrong, Dom. Now, what you did was cool. It was on point. Like, even sometimes if they're talking about veteran benefits, they're going to have to stay back on task. Now, let's get back to this here. I'm enjoying it because, like I say, we're going to have some dealing with all of the inventions and different things, the telephone and the light bulb. A Black man is on the patent for both of them. The personal computer that many of you are sitting next to. Seven of the 9 what do you call that thing? 7 of the 9 parts of the personal computer was invented by a Black man. Huh? That means all they did was put the case on top of it. Yes, indeed. Because what we do, we try to find solutions to problems. And because we don't want to do most of the manual labor, that's what happens. Let me make sure I put that up there. Okay, yes from Dome. Okay. Now let's get back to what we're doing here, family.
making it harder for veterans. All right, well, let me follow up. This past week, my district office has been taking calls from concerned constituents who are unclear about how the Trump's administration executive orders on funding and programs may impact the processing of their GI claims and their GI benefits. Let me ask you one last question, Mr. Smith. Since these executive orders have been announced, have veterans reached out concerned about the impact of the changes on their education services and benefits?
I'm unaware of any call traffic specifically tagged to the executive orders, but I could certainly research that.
Do you have more calls this last week than you had before?
I'm unsure what our call volumes are right now.
Can you check on that for me? Thank you.
Certainly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The gentlelady yields back. Interestingly enough, we have a senior enlisted guy here, got a warrant officer, and a commissioned officer, right? Correct?
Now, y'all tell me, y'all know, do y'all have warrant officers in your branch? In the Army, a warrant officer usually is, you have a regular officer, then you have a warrant officer, right? Now, here's the thing. The warrant officer has little bars, and you chief warrant officer 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think that's the height. And a lot of times they fly helicopters and stuff too, or may do other things. Let's see, agent that started fighting diversity and won now is on the outside looking in. Yeah, so now this is a key thing, family. So I want, since she brought up diversity, let me explain something. They couldn't get rid of affirmative action. So they, you know, it was actually designed for us, but like I say, other people use it. And so they use the Asian community to get rid of it. Oh, I'm gonna show you my whole face on this one here. And guess what happened? Because they were implying that black people were getting more benefit because, you know, they were saying that we were not as smart in so many low-key things that we getting in on affirmative action. Well, when they got rid of affirmative action, black people still going at the same rate. Guess who rate of being able to get accepted into college went down? The people that complained. And they were using actually a white guy to do that. And he would use the Asians, and they, as the person of color, you understand? And their numbers went down. Go look it up. Everybody try to tie everything back to us as black people. Leave us out of it. My name Bennett, I ain't in it. They got people online right now. Hey, black people, you need to support us. We getting deported. What that got to do with me? You need to talk to Biden them and whoever else. Now, let's say, did you know a black man invented computer games, video game console, Jerry Lawson? Did not know that. That is very interesting. This is Black history. We talking about it. One officer in the Navy has a little blue spaces on the silver bar. Yes. I think they're white in ours. It's blue on y'all's. Who has chief warrant officer? Now, here we go. Rose City D. Yes, you have a warrant officer who flew helicopters in my medevac unit. Okay. The Chinook, okay, unit. Also had a walking warrant officer in my quartermaster unit. Oh, okay, let's see. Now this is what, now look, he took the test. Anybody in here took the test? I'm scared. Brother Charleston, you take that test, you're going to find Native American. You probably find some black in there too if you've been here long enough. I'm scared. He said, I am 68% black, 20% white, and Native American for the rest. Okay, so that make you about 12% Native American. Okay, my Lord. I don't know if I want to take the test. Y'all got me scared. Now, look, Brother Kevin say, my uncle was a chief warrant officer, 5. I didn't know they had a 5. I thought it only went up to 4. What's the highest you can get as a chief warrant officer? Family, let us know. So y'all got me all fired up tonight. I guess that's what we need. I ain't trying to run people away, but I got to be real with it. What in the world? How many? So there is a. I didn't know that was a chief warrant officer 5. I only saw up to 4 when I was in the Army. Come on, family, talk to me. I don't know why I'm turning my head. I need to just move it over here where I can see it. Man, come on now. What? Chief Warrant Officer 5. Now, let me ask you this here. Officers are higher rank than Chief Warrant Officers. And then under Chief Warrant Officer is the enlisted, right? So a Chief Warrant Officer has to follow the orders of a commissioned officer, right? Now, Kevin Kobar Senior say, that's why I joined the Marines. Okay. Okay. Man, y'all got me feeling happy tonight. One of them I want y'all to hear the congressman that start going off. I mean, for real. I hope we ain't missed him, Lord. We got about 25 minutes of this one go off. And we doing good. Billy say their rank is a thin bar. Yes, a thin bar with those dots. Now, what our brother was saying, that in the Navy, that they have blue dots. I forget what they are in the Army. Is it yellow or white? I forget. Man, y'all got me thinking about this stuff.
Army Intel, it's oxymoron right there, I'll tell you, to be honest with you. And I would like to just publicly state that from my perspective, I don't recall a single instance where we cared about the color of someone's skin, their gender, their religion, or what they do in the privacy of their own home. And I think we all need to get back to that position, and I can affirmatively speak with confidence from the Trump administration, from their perspective, that they don't care about the color of your skin, your gender, your religion, or what you do in the privacy of their home. And that they will be approaching, as will this subcommittee, from a absolutely 100% neutral perspective. And if anyone chooses to not do that, then they are no longer welcome on the subcommittee. And that's how we are doing our business. That is cut and dry. And that is the formal policy. And Mr. Pappas, I haven't even discussed this, but we're not doing this, correct? We're not going to look at people through these individual lenses.
Oh, happy to have a conversation about
Okay.
what the VA needs to do to reach.
I hear what they're saying, but I believe I believe they mean what they're saying, but just saying it don't mean nothing. They've been saying that for years. Oh, we ain't gonna do this, we ain't gonna do that. But you talking about a whole group sitting up there, nothing but a whole bunch of white men. You understand? Talk about what they ain't gonna do. What other people at? You see a few minorities in there. So yeah, you in power. You say what you ain't gonna do. I got it. I'm with it. But saying there wasn't no racism in the military, that's a lie. That's a lie. I almost got my head blown off because of racism. You understand? And I'm gonna tell y'all what saved me. We had a care package come home, but you know he has to say that. As long as they doing fair stuff, I don't really care because I'm not looking for them to accept everything I say. Yeah, get it in writing. He say, Cap, getting it in writing. Yeah, just people making verbal declarations, you know. So I was country boy wanted to take me out while we were in Desert Storm. So I had my head outside the tank, and somebody said we got a care package with Oreo cookies and what do you call that thing? Oreo cookies. I don't know. I know y'all saying, why am I smiling? I hope my daughter don't see this. She's gonna be real upset at me smiling about this. But the Oreo cookies, I love the Oreo cookies. Oreo cookies and the spreadable, that chicken salad spreadable, they had put care packages, and we got one on our tank with a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm in the middle of the desert, man, for 5-6 months. I ain't had nothing. So they said, hey, we got a care packet with Oreo. I said, Oreos. I stuck down my head down in the tank. Pop, 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 pop. I look up, trace around. So somebody tried to pop me. They tried to kill me about 2 or 3 times. But the other times I was, they tried to start a conflict with me. And I just threw my hands up in the air, and my tank crew knew if I threw my hands up, that meant whoever popped me, you take them out. Huh? Did you hear what I just said? So who gonna tell me that didn't happen? But Most of the people I was up with, they was cool. You know? Yeah, but it don't take but one to take you out. Now he say, look, I went to the grocery store and seen that a 18 count cartridge of eggs was $7. I about passed out. I knew they're about 20 in Cali. How much is eggs where y'all at? They're about $7 here too. How much are the eggs where y'all at, family? What's going on with these prices? What's the most expensive thing that you get that shocks you? Let us know. Family, we having fun. We can talk about it all. Yeah, you better bring your own bags, Rose City D, if you're in California, because from what they tell me in California, you got to pay for your own bags if you don't bring your own bags. Now let's do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Legitimate concern about DEI going away and us not being able to seek out those veterans that deserve and need assistance. So I think that's the concern that Ms. Ramirez was expressing, and I support her.
Yeah,
Her questions.
don't get me wrong, I have tremendous amount of respect for you, ma'am. I just want to tell you that our perspective as veterans from the entire stratified levels of the military is we just don't see things that way.
Now, where I'll agree with him at is, I don't know about him not seeing things that way, because that's why I know a colonel, full-bird colonel, couldn't get promoted because he was black and he was a Southern man, and he didn't have he didn't talk a certain way, but he did his job. But it's the military. I love the military. I love everybody I was in the military with that was not trying to harm me. But yeah, the military is a place where everybody come together. I learned so much from coming so many different cultures, fam. Y'all don't just know. I met people that had never seen a black dude before, or had never seen a black dude from the South, and it tripped them out. They just laughed. They couldn't stop laughing. Now, Rose City D, you just triggered our sister Betty Bops. Look what she said when we brought up eggs. I triggered her too. Look what she said. I am allergic to eggs and chicken. Yes, I'm allergic to the people that ask me for money. Now, but wow, what age did you find out that you were allergic to eggs and chicken? Let us know. Now that's interesting.
We served, Tom, how long were you in?
22 years, Mr. Chair.
I was 26. How about you, Mr. Amity? Okay, so we got 60 years of military experience here. I'm just saying that we don't see it that way. And if there's anything we can potentially do better to reach all of our veterans, you had that flag on your shoulder, I'm with you. Just to be clear, so we're on the same sheet. Very well. The chair now recognizes Mr. Siscomani from the great state of Arizona for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One of the major focuses that I've had since getting here to Congress and being on this committee is the transition from active duty service into civilian life, and also what that means for them in terms of job opportunities. I have an advisory council that I formed 2 years ago where I have 20 veterans in my district, and they range from enlisted and being in for 4 years all the way up to retired generals of 35 plus years of service. So it helps me get a real sense of what the transition looks like, and it looks differently for every person out there. But this is one of the main things that I hear in our community, that the different opportunities that veterans can have. So with my bill, the Senator Elizabeth Dole 21st Century Veterans Healthcare and Benefits Improvement Act that you mentioned just a little bit ago, now being law, I look forward to the many educational opportunities for veterans that will be created as a result of this enactment. From commercial driver's licenses to careers in computer science, this bill puts veterans and their loved ones first by extending popular programs like the Vet Tech, eliminating red tape for more opportunities in education for veterans, and expanding the Fry Scholarship benefits for survivors.
Have anybody here heard of the Vet Tech, that educational program? Have you heard of the Fry? I've heard of the Fry Scholarship. Who's heard of that? Who hasn't?
Having spouses and those who remarry as well. So I look forward to continuing to hear more from you all on how the VA is putting our veterans first through their educational journey. So in this particular topic, Mr. Smith, as you know, VetTech is an important higher education program that has put thousands of veterans into high-paying jobs across the country. So I look forward to seeing this continued. What does the VA plan to, when does the VA begin?
Man, did y'all hear that VetTech putting people? That's why we come here. I know it seems a little long. We ain't got but about 27 minutes left. Yeah, but we need VetTech. I didn't know about that. Who heard of VetTech? Man, and they in high-paying jobs. Why ain't none of us heard about it, y'all? Oh, Betty Bob say VetTech. Kevin Colbart C say never heard of it. I never heard of it. Brother Charleston said active to civilian, seen you must compromise. It seemed like it. Man, what ways have you compromised coming from active duty to civilian life? You're not as vocal about how you feel about things. What is the compromises that you feel you have to make when you transition out of the military? You have to take disorder more, people being disorganized. Let us know. Good statement, brother. All right, let's go.
To enroll veterans in this program again?
Thank you for the question, sir. We are still working on an implementation plan. I do not have a date yet, but I would be happy to bring that back to you in Congress. Once we have
Is
it.
there a sense of urgency on this? This is an important aspect of the overall bill. You know, this has been a pilot program that was highly successful. So I'm hoping that we have a sense of priority and urgency on this one.
Yes, sir.
And on the a provision in the legislation states that 4,000 students can be enrolled annually. Do you
I'm gonna get more information on the VetTech, and y'all do that too, because I'm very interested. That just raised my radar, family. Okay, so what Billy says, I'm thinking that too. That VetTech sounds vocational rehab. Yes, it sounds like. Anybody find out anything on VetTech? Let us know, family, because we got to find out about this thing. Congressman just dropped. They sitting there dropping gems. They just want us to pick them up. Now, Kevin Colbart Sr. say not organized. One on my kids real hard after leaving the military. Yeah, because kids ain't gonna be organized. You know how it is. And we've been in the military. Sometimes my daughter think I'm especially when she's young, thought I was a drill sergeant. She saw one person say it on television, yes, drill sergeant. So she see me, she said, yes, drill sergeant. I said, oh, leave it alone. Oh boy.
believe this number will be reached this year, and if you expect Congress, we'll need to increase that number in the future.
Again, I think I need to get some understanding of what the implementation timeline looks like. We are looking carefully at improving the payment processing systems, and
they need to improve them payment processing systems when they give them their money. Now let's see what our brother Charleston says. Billy Casey, yes, Voc became Tech in about 85. Did not know that. Why we still calling it Voc Rehab all these years later? Okay, they just changed the name. Betty Bob says, let me pull this over. I don't have to lean when I'm looking at it. Civilians are so disorganized. Keep your mouth shut. Okay. They will find you are a troublemaker. Yeah. Keep your mouth shut. Okay. Now let me ask you this here. That's one of my biggest problems, Betty Bops, is dealing with how disorganized. I ain't saying I'm organized on everything, but dealing with how disorganized people think, how they operate, how they do things, and they want you to flow in their chaotic world. And if something don't go right, they sitting there trying to tell you something. They sitting there trying to talk to you. Hey, it didn't go right because you're disorganized. They don't want to hear that. Mine too. So other than disorganization, what was the hardest transition to civilian world? Let us know, family.
Our ability to manage this through our digital GI Bill platform to ensure that we have payment integrity and are reaching the right veterans. So once we get all of that lined out within an implementation.
Digital GI, that's an interesting term, digital GI platform. I want to know where that's at. If y'all have heard of that, let us know.
Timeline, I would be happy to talk to you more.
And I'm very interested in talking about that specific timeline. The federal government isn't known for its expediency. So I think we need to really make sure that this is moving quickly and swiftly. We have, it's 4,000 a year. In my district alone, we have almost 80,000 veterans. That's my district alone, one of 435 in the nation. So that we, in my mind, there's every reason to reach the 4,000 and hoping that you come back and request for more, because this is a highly successful program that we need to make sure that that happens. What about other aspects of the bill, like the Frye Scholarship? How's that going, and where are we on that?
Yes, sir. So the extension of delimiting dates for Frye Scholars, that is already completed because that was something that we could handle in just regulation. So we are moving forward with that.
I'll ask the same follow-up question. What's the timeline on this? What are you thinking?
Ask Mr. Ruhlman to give me some help with that. I believe it's already done.
Yeah, there are actually two Frye provisions. The first one, Section 201, which has to do with a temporary expansion of Frye Scholarship benefits, and that's for terms that start on August 1st, 2025. We do expect right now to be receiving applications as of April 1st for that. So it should be before anyone has the chance to enroll and use those benefits. For Section 202, which has to do with the delimiting date and remarriage, we can actually handle that procedurally because it's not something where it's determined by the system, the computer system. So that one actually was implemented on January 30th.
So basically, we're ready to roll on this, right?
Yes.
We're now ensured that providers and students are able to participate in these programs, and specifically the Frye Scholarship. That's ready to go.
For the delimiting date and remarriage, yes.
Okay, well, I'm out of time, but I would like to just get a sense of the timeline for the vet tech, please, as specific as you can and with specific metrics on the goals of reaching the participants on there, and also on the remaining parts of the Frye Scholarship. So thank you. Chairman, I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. The chair now recognizes.
Now, family. So let's see what our family's saying here. Okay, let's see what y'all talking about. Not to be so tense about everything. I'm trying to learn how to relax and not take things so personally, when people do dumb stuff. Now, listen to what our brother Billy say. Veteran employment through technology, education courses. Vet Tech was a 5-year pilot program that matched veterans with leading training providers. Oh, that sounds good. You say was. Is it still in effect? Use the word was. Did they get, after the pilot, did they implement it or did they keep the pilot going? Let us know if you know, brother Billy. Now let's see what Betty Bob's saying. Say, Betty Bob say, let me drink a little water, family. All right. I found out about the allergy through a flu shot that went wrong. Oh, sorry to hear that. Let me come up on the screen for our sister. Wow, that's a bad way to find out. My lymph nodes had swollen in both underarms. I had to be rushed to get a mammogram. It took a week, Lord. So I hate to hear that, sister. I'm glad you finally. Do you have to take treatment for your allergy or what else? Who found out about? How old were you when you found out about the allergy? Was it just recently or was it a long time ago? Billy says the program pretty much ended last April. Man, Billy, where you was? You should have been here to tell us last April. I didn't have a channel. Man, I should have opened the channel up last April. Thanks for. Are they people making over 70, 80 to 100,000 or more doing that? Man, Billy, that's good information. That's why we come here, because we learning something, family. And the reason we want to keep the environment where we can talk about, social issues, we can talk about veteran issues, we can talk about government issues. We want to keep it. That's why we want things to be respected. So she say it was about 16 years ago. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, 16 years ago. Okay. Wow. You were over 40 when you learned about the allergy. Who in here learned about an allergy they had and they were over 20 years old when they found out about it? I don't know nothing I'm allergic to. I can't say that. I can't say that I'm allergic to anything because I haven't reacted, but there's probably something that all of us are allergic to. Let us know, fam. That was man.
Mr. Amade, for 5 minutes. Welcome aboard, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And your previous comments were exactly spot on. The only thing we care about is the American flag on our right shoulders, Lee. Right. And as an Army veteran myself and a member of this committee, I'm deeply troubled by the ongoing failures of the VA Education Services bureaucracy to efficiently deliver on the commitments we owe to those who have served. The post 9/11 GI Bill was meant to expand opportunity, but today bureaucratic failures at the VA are delaying benefits, increasing costs, and making it harder for veterans.
I don't like when they're reading monologues, so I want to get to them when they asking questions or something.
We have had a successful transition this month with our first non-Chapter 33 claims processing. We will move Chapter 35 dependents education assistance next month, and we are on track still with that overall deployment by November.
Well, it's been 55 days since Chairman Boss sent a letter demanding answers regarding the failed implementation of the digital GI Bill platform. So I'm just curious why the committee has not received a response.
I will have to get back to you, sir.
Have you seen the letter?
No, sir.
This was to the previous secretary. I'm just wondering if there was any transition period, from when you came in to see that letter.
I have not yet in the first week on the job, but I will certainly go back and look for that.
All right. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you. The chair now recognizes themselves and the third party for 5 minutes.
He recognized himself. He's showing his PTSD. Look, they gonna take him and put him in that room. He over there talking about he talking to himself, y'all. Huh? He having a veteran moment. You better watch out. Oh, now listen to what brother, I'm sorry. He say, I just looked it up. Please see the link for the website. Oh, I definitely will. Let me let him talk, and then I'm gonna look up both of these things.
Mr. Smith, where is your predecessor?
Sir, at senior executive.
Now, family, this is about to get ugly. He asked him, he only been on the job a week. The congressman said, where's your predecessor at? Huh? I think the congressman may need to take his PTSD medication. Watch how this goes. I did see this part.
Executive service is designed as a flexible.
Just tell me where he's at.
He's been reassigned to another business line.
Why would you suppose that is, Mr. Smith? The VA moves at its own speed. So I ask unanimous consent that this, from April 1st, 2023, this press release from the Department of Veterans Affairs is entered into the record. Without objection, so ordered. Okay, budget cut proposals would hurt veterans. This is from April 21st. This is what you said, that our budget cuts were going to threaten medical care for veterans. Didn't happen. Undermine access to telehealth. As a matter of fact, we expanded it. That didn't happen. Worsen wait times for benefits. That didn't happen. Prevent construction on healthcare facilities and veterans need. That didn't happen. Fail to honor the memory of all veterans. We actually increased the budget by $81 million for our cemeteries overseas. So cut housing for veterans? No. Increase food insecurity for veterans? No.
Hold on. I gotta say something. Did you know they had I guess they have some what do you call these things? They got some of these cemeteries for veterans overseas. So they maintain some of our cemetery, maybe like for like the storm, you know, when they stormed on Normandy and stuff like that. I didn't know that. So he's talking about all the things that they didn't do. Now, Brother Charleston say, is that a valid sign of PTSD? Confusion, talking to oneself. Now, I don't know about talking to yourself. That's more of a delusion. Delusion is a part of PTSD. Now, I don't know about talking to yourself. I will neither confirm nor deny that I talk to myself. It's all about the senior chief over here. It's all on him. Not me. Don't try to make me feel insecure. I don't know nothing.
Deprive veterans of mental health, substance abuse, and other health services? No. Eliminate job training and support homeless veterans? No. Okay, this is still on your website. Okay, enough of this trash. So when we're talking, look, the Trump administration has been in office for 3 weeks and 1 day. That is still on your website, and it is a pack of political lies. Enough. I'm sick of this garbage, man. So in 2020, there were 600.
Senior chief gonna get extra duty. He almost slipped up, family. He almost slipped up. They gonna have him peeling potatoes, huh? He thought he was still in the military. Did not know. Wow. I'm gonna try to pull it up. I'm waiting on the link because my email is slow. So if I don't get back to y'all, it's because it's been taking about a day for me to get your emails. So I got to figure out what's going on now. He said, I talk to myself because there's no one to talk to. People ask me why, what I do. Yeah, brother, I need to confirm nothing now. Sometimes I be talking clear my head. Let's see. Let's get back to the senior chief.
57,928 veterans using education services. In 2024, there's over 900,000. Okay, that's a 39.7% increase in participants. And yet you have an 81.4% increase in your employees that are servicing this stuff with a 5% increase in funding.
So they got more employees now. They got more employees, but the funding increased by about 5%. It's not as effective. I don't know if they should be getting on. He just got there a week ago. I don't know. They should have gave me a little time to fix stuff. Why he getting on the man? Come on now. He say, he said, I talked to myself. Make sure you let the doctors know that when you're going there. I neither confirm nor deny. I talked to myself. So Rose City D say, senior chief really ready to throw hands. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. He go to the VA, but he need to go to that counseling thing. He need to take anger management. Huh? So Brother Lawson says, I didn't find until I was 35 years old, I was allergic to ugly people. Wow, man, God. I'm glad I didn't find that out at all. I'm not allergic to it because I wouldn't be able to look in the mirror. Huh? Y'all better not laugh at that joke. I'm laughing at myself. Wow. Now, he say, Kevin, come I see you. Laugh out loud, Brother Lawson. Now, let's see what our brother's saying here. We got about 15 minutes left. Now look, he say, let me get to Thumper say, I like Mr. Van Orton. He say, let me pull this over I can see it. I have to move it over so I can see the other screen. This is my type of congressperson. I already know I would be asked to stop talking to people and reminded that I can't call people jack wagons. Oh, I ain't heard that in a long time. And ask them how dumb they are. Now, do you think anybody in Congress kind of nervous now? He say too late, H-Town. Oh, you can listen. I ain't admitting it. I ain't admitting whether I talk to myself or not. I'm not even getting on that. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm copping pleas over here, huh? Well, that's my family over here. You see how we doing it and people still coming to our chat? Because people come, like the other night, it's like 20, 30 people here. The other night on the impromptu on Tuesday. So it's going to be different people here, different nights, and we're going to have our fun. I want to have it where we have more chances that y'all can make it. Let's see what y'all got. Thumper say, are the people scared to hold these people accountable? That's what this is about tonight, accountability, VA accountability. Now, I promise if you start holding these people accountable, a lot will change. Real talk, brother. Real talk, Thumper. We like the energy that you bring into the room, my brother Thumper. Now, Rose City D say at H-Town, tell Senior Chief I got some dopamine pills for him. He's going off. You say he won't even be able to feel his toes when he take that medicine, huh? Let's see what the chief's saying. Woo side, Chief. Woo side, Chief.
So the math is not mathing, sir. You've bloated the bureaucracy and actually shrunk the ability of veterans to get education benefits. So you've done that. I know you've been in office for a week, and there's a reason your predecessor's no longer sitting there because of rampant failure. It's just bad. You said you're taking immediate action to correct these things. What is a specific example of an immediate?
Well, the senior chief ain't just saying it. They got rid of the last guy. They canned him. And they telling this guy he ain't been there for a week. You think that's unfair? They need to give him some time to get his stuff together. Huh? They right on it. They riding him like a Bronco. Now listen what it say. Thumper say, I talk to myself. We have conferences a lot. Wow. Wow, boy, I tell you. We got about
action that
15
you've
more
taken,
minutes.
Mr. Smith, to correct these deficiencies.
He said, what
Just one.
steps you taking? You to correct the deficiency.
Sir, I'm very interested in improving.
All right, stop. No. That's not it. No. Maybe you're not catching on. We're not going to do this any longer. I'll be in office for at least a year and a half or whatever it is left, and I don't care. I honest to God don't care if I'm sitting in this chair 2 years from now. I do care if you're sitting in that chair 2 minutes from now. You've mentioned accountability 4 times in your oral testimony. What does accountability mean to you?
Sir, we need to improve our ability to manage risk, the schedule, scope, and cost.
Are you aware of a
programs.
single bureaucrat in the VA being fired for poor performance? One. Are you aware of one?
There are individuals that are terminated, sir. I can't begin to tell you
Yeah.
the reason.
How many guys have been laid out or gals have been laid off for abject failure? Yeah.
I would have to get some information from our HR providers.
Well, please do. So as a member of Congress, it is not my job to fire people in the executive branch. It's just not my function. I'm asking you if you're aware of people that have been terminated for poor performance. And that's just,
Yes.
that is not my job. Okay, good. And I would like to correct Mr. Amade. So it didn't blow up from $460 million to $960 million. It actually started, the bid that you guys put in was $25 million. $25 million when you could have just used the Pell Grant process to do the electronic GI Bill. But you put in a bid for $25 million, and it's now $960 million, and I still don't think it's going to be done in time. My time has expired. I know Mr. Pappas would like to do a second round of questioning, so the chair now recognizes Mr. Pappas for 5 minutes.
Thank you. I want to ask about implementation of a provision that was included in the Dole Act. I helped introduce a bipartisan bill. It's the Veteran Improvement Commercial Driver's License Act. And so this was included in Dole Act. It is based on the notion that we should be cutting red tape to ease veterans' transition into the civilian workforce and help them find long-term secure employment. So I'm wondering if VA has established the criteria and reporting requirements for commercial driver training programs that are seeking quicker approvals to open a new location, and how VA will track CDL schools' performance. If you can fill in some detail there, that would be helpful.
Yes, I can tell you that we are still working to implement that, and it is on track for March of 25. And I'd like to ask Mr. Ruhlman to give.
I didn't know that people. I'm assuming veterans do. They use the vocational rehab, these programs, to actually get their CDLs to be able to drive commercial trucks. Never thought about it like that. Now let's see what they got here. Okay, Betty Bops, our sister, say, we got about 10 minutes left, family. People need to hear about their crap and thinking we got to fall for it. Senior Chief is saying you're grown and you asked for the job. You should have researched this. This is not a free ride. I know, but I'm asking this here. Tell me if this, I'm a softie sometime, family. Let me come up on the screen and tell you what I'm thinking. Can I tell y'all what I'm thinking? What I'm thinking is that the partner up here, he ain't been on the job but a week. Shouldn't they gave him at least a month to research and be ready? Do you think he'd have been more prepared in a week? In a month? You know, that's what I'm saying. And they already canned the other dude. He pretty much told him, you know why the other guy ain't there? Man, come on. He got him sweating like a prostitute in church, man. Come on now. Maybe I'm being too, but if they don't get serious, they're not going to do their job. I agree with you. All right. I agree with you. I'm with him. Get in that. Now, Brother Charleston Zimmerman say, I heard my senior chief go off on LT telling him he was all wrong, telling the LT, which is the lieutenant. I hope that's lieutenant. I forget. I don't know what the rank LT is in the Navy. Not to tell him that what to do with his people. Now, understand something. The enlisted are responsible for the soldiers because Thumper is retired. And Thumper, that's right, your responsibility for the soldiers, right, to complete the mission. But was the officer supposed to be telling your soldiers directly what to do, Thumper? Let us know. Now, listen to what it say here. Thumper say, Mr. Orden reminds me of a sergeant major in a promotion board. Okay. I guess you were going before the promotion board. Okay. How they do it? Because you got promoted before. You go in there not knowing the NCO creed. Come on now. And stumbling around easy questions. You're going to get the business. Oh, he should have been well aware of this job before he got there. Now, Betty Bops, it makes sense. Thumper, it makes sense. It don't go in no job if you're not prepared. So me feeling sorry for him, he's taking that big salary check, ain't he? I got you. Betty Bops, Thumper, it makes sense to me now. So Thumper said he agreed partially. Okay. Well, I agree totally now. Okay, yeah, now it makes sense. Oh man. Because he should have, if he interviewed for the job. So he had to show that he had some kind of knowledge. Come on now. He was supposed to be bringing something new to the table that the other guy that got canned, got kicked out of the paint. He's supposed to be bringing something new. Okay. See, that's why y'all here to help me. Now, Thumper say it's like studying for the promotion board with the Army. You have a board list of topics to study. But one question that you never looked over is the one that you get. Yes. Betty Bob say exactly, H-Town. What can I say? I surrender. I'm not worthy. Wow. Yeah, you going in there, you got to be prepared. You can't go in no job trying to figure it out as you go, right? You're supposed to be bringing something new to the table. Man, y'all not my bus driver, but you're taking me to school. You understand? And I appreciate it. Man, well, I'm going to make sure I know what I'm talking about. I ain't going to be doing stuff on feelings no more. My feelings, man, they say, forget your feelings. This is about business and veterans being taken care of. I understand. Family, we ain't been here but 2 hours and something. We almost done. 2 hours and 45 minutes.
More details.
Yeah, we're working with our state approving agency partners in order to develop everything that we do need to implement that program. And we are working to develop some measurable requirements for really all of these provisions, especially vet tech, because what you quoted was actually specifically almost verbatim from a GAO report. And that is something that we're trying to meet those requirements for the various provisions of the Dole Act.
Okay. And because this is job training, how will VA keep track of?
We got to find out what the Dole Act is. I got the person that sent me the brother. I think was that you, brother? I think that brother Casey or whatever you sent me, but it ain't come through. Dave came through earlier, and I haven't gotten yours yet. I'm waiting on it. You got to send it to HTownVet Northside@gmail.com. Okay, I'll put the email up there if y'all need to send me something. Go ahead and y'all keep doing what you do. So I want to make sure I get it because I don't see nothing from you yet, brother. Thank you, Alaskan Nights, when you see this live or recorded of all the information you send. Thank Brother Charleston for sending the information. And thank Brother Major Boomer for all the information that y'all send. I really appreciate it. Now listen to what he said here. Our brother Lawson says, I was a general manager for a national car dealership chain making over $200,000 a year. And I got drilled just like that director every month. Man, he said every month. Because when you in that position, you got to take responsibility. Did you hear that? Man, I want Congressman Pappas to talk to me. He'll chop me up, but he'll do it in a nice way. Because I'll be telling Order, and I say, you hurt my feelings. I say, you don't like me because I'm Army and you're Navy. You don't like me because I'm Army. Huh? Will I pull the veteran card on him? You mad because I can't swim? That's what you're mad about. Let's go.
Of employment outcomes, and will VA take steps to hold CDL schools that have low outcomes accountable in some way?
Yeah, we are focusing certainly on veteran outcomes. That is something that we've been working on over the past few years to get a better gauge of not only graduation, but employment, income, and seeing really how long they're in the job as well. That's certainly something that we want to do with trucking programs as well. Now, as far as actions to be taken, if a threshold isn't met, the authority to suspend or withdraw approval is generally held by our state approving agency partners, which is why we would want to include them in the conversation. But I think that we all have broad agreement that we only want to send veterans to schools that have good positive outcomes for veterans, and we will continue to work with them as we roll this out, have all the policies in place by March 30th, and then move out in the 360-day cadence as required by statute after that.
Okay. I really appreciate those comments. Thank you very much. Mr. Smith, if I could turn back to you, committee staff traveled to Muskogee recently. As you know, VA employs 1,500 individuals there that receive calls for education service. So I'm wondering if you can build upon your testimony and give us the current performance of that site. How are we doing?
Okay, family. We got Alyssa Johnson. She says, "Hey everyone, you know that's my that's claim. You are in the room. The young people, I don't really bug them about nothing. They come on in. They good. Like Frog Princess, they all right. Now here we go. She say, "Hey everyone, everybody show love. That's my niece. That's one of my nieces. I have 3 nieces. All right. Let me come up on the screen. I ain't happy to see. I got things going on in my life. See, y'all better stay down there at school. Don't come down eating up all my food. Tell that daughter of mine, don't y'all even think about coming down here in the next couple of days." Yes, indeed. That's my second oldest niece. That's the middle. She don't like me saying that. That's the middle one. And let's see. Thumper say, Elijah Johnson, good evening. And then Betty Bob say, hello, Miss Johnson. And then Kevin Colbert Sr., evening, Elijah Johnson. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let us continue. Glad that you came in here. Appreciate you. And Coach say, good evening, Elijah. That's how she pronounces it. So let's see what we say. He say, hello, Elijah Johnson. Your Uncle H-Town is on fire tonight. Don't go back and watch the other part of this here, baby. Don't go back and watch the other part. I'll take no responsibility for my actions. Now back to the congressman. They triggered me tonight. Huh? I was minding my own business, right? I was just sitting and chilling, minding my own business. They just walked up on me, started talking crazy. You understand?
Yes, sir. I can tell you that they are working diligently to process all of their fall enrollments. I think that their performance is really solid, given the fact that they are working through a high number of Rudisill-inspired claims.
And is everyone on site and working in person, or are some of these people remote?
They are not remote, but they are still, they have until the 28th of April to return to the office.
And can you give us some more information, because we've heard these concerns, not just with this facility, but other VA facilities, just about the status of workspace. Is there enough workspace for 1,500 people to be in the office in person?
I'm not aware of the details in Muskogee, but I could certainly find that out for you.
Yeah, we'd like some more detail on that, because if VA is requiring all individuals at this office to be in person, and that could potentially result in a loss of productivity if we don't have adequate space for these folks, or greater expense to be able to build out space. I'm just wondering if VA would reconsider the decision for this particular facility, which seems to be operating at a high level of productivity that has made significant strides in answering calls and serving veterans.
Understood, sir. And I'm certainly sure that the acting undersecretary and secretary will consider that.
Well, I appreciate that. And I think as we move forward, we do need to make sure that those who are experts in this work, who are frontline workers, who talk to veterans day in and day out, have a voice in this process. And that's one thing that I'll continue to try to bring out through these hearings, because I think too often we don't see those people that can give us important feedback about how to improve processes, and again, how to reach that end veteran who we owe a great debt to. So thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. Mr. Barrett, the chair now recognizes you for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, Ms. Smith, Ms. Roman, listened to a lot of your testimony today. I brought this up in my meeting yesterday. I've been a member of Congress now, I think 38 days. So there's a lot that I'm absorbing and learning about. But I can tell you that one consistent denominator of all of this is that we have these systems, these IT systems that are intended to be implemented that go exponentially over budget, fail to deliver, veterans suffer as a result, the taxpayers don't get the value for the money that they've sent here. We sit as a panel and a committee, ask questions, we don't get specific answers, and then the process rinse and repeat every 2 years. And the feeling is that the institutional members of the VA wait us out. There's a 2-year term, you know the clock's running, the hourglass is going through, wait 2 more years, new faces will be up here, new people will be there, they'll ask you the same questions and the process will repeat. I'm the chairman of the Technology Modernization Subcommittee. We've been looking at this electronic health record debacle that we've been facing. Now this digital GI Bill, these consistent problems with implementation of large-scale IT projects. What can you tell us to restore, number one, that confidence and trust? I mean, I was looking at your biography and, you know,
We're going to pretty much
an Army
stop it
grunt
here.
that got elected.
I want to go over what Brother Zimmerman is talking about because Chaplain Davis did send an article. His went through. So, brother, when yours come through, I'll let you know. But we still want to thank Elijah Johnson, the beautiful Elijah Johnson, my niece, for coming on and sharing with us. We appreciate taking our time, just like y'all always do, even when you don't speak. You know, we really appreciate y'all support. Now, we're going to stop there on that. I hope the information was informative. Let's get back to the stage here. Now, we're going to go over some more veteran news. Okay. Now, we're going to pull up that article that our brother said. And let's see what we got here. Let's see. Now, this is talking about, this is what our chaplain sent to us, and we appreciate him for it. So this is what's going on in Alabama. Okay, let me make this full screen. Give me a second, because we don't want to do all that advertisement. Okay, let me see. Can I get this? All right, there we go. There we go. I knew how to do that. Now they advertisement from the top. Boy, they gonna get you every way. Oh Lord, now they giving me full. You see the garbage that they do. Give me a second here, family. Oh man. I'm trying to look at the article and they spamming with all this doggone stuff. I'm gonna stop sharing. So let me try to get this news back up on the stage. Let me try to see, can I get it back up on the stage? Give me a second here, because this is going on as we speak. From our chaplain Davis said it and brought it to the stage. Well, I'm gonna get it next time, family. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to finish up here. Thank y'all. We'll get that on the next one. We did watch the video, so let's pull me up on the screen here. Don't forget that our live stream. Let me see. Don't forget that our live streams at 6 p.m. every Sunday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. And on top of that, on Tuesdays, we sometimes have live streams, and we may have random unscheduled live streams in addition to those. So don't forget that. We're just going to run through our information here. And don't forget our brother, Veteran Policy Plug. His name is Chester. He's a life insurance broker. And if you need information, here's his contact information if you need to consult with somebody needing life insurance. He's licensed in about 7 states. And our contact information, if you would like to contact or donate, here it is right now, right here. If you hadn't had a chance, please smash that like button, share, and subscribe. New releases coming that we had coming out. We have the one we just did was very interesting on if you're 100% permanent total. Is it right or wrong for you to be reduced down to 10% if you get incarcerated on a felony for at least 61 days? We talked about that. And we've been doing very interesting topics. We did one on concealed carry and or having right to bear arms, and are you fearful of losing your right to do so, being a veteran? We talked about PTSD triggers. This was another topic we talked about. So go back and watch these videos. This was very popular, the one we had on disabled veteran plates, and we used Texas as an example. Several benefits you get from using the plates. Coming soon, as we've been saying, and we've been working on, is VA Healthcare Champ VA. And we'll talk about that, and we're going to break that down and give you a lot of information about that. That'll help you and your family. So our video library, please go back. If you haven't done so, go through our video library, go to our channel, and we're at 1,700 subscribers now. So thank you for that milestone. We're trying to get to 2,000. Family, help us out on this. And we say it's time to hear from you. We've heard from y'all. If y'all got any final statement, it's the after party. What is the weather like where you at right now? After party. So we're going to get ready to close it out. Any statements, anything you want to talk about before we leave, let us know. We're here. Let us know. Anything. Let us know about that temperature. Right now in my area, it's 47 degrees. It's the low of 40 tonight. Let us know, family. All right. So we want to thank Brother Charleston. We appreciate y'all for hanging around. And we want to appreciate you for coming here. Brother Coasty for being here and showing love. Brother Kevin being in the house. Sister Betty Bops, who got me straight on something when my mind wasn't clear. To my niece, Elijah Johnson. We want to thank her also. Brother Lawson. Roland Lawson, we want to appreciate him. Brother Thumper for bringing the energy and the clarity. We thank you. Y'all can still communicate. Let us know what the temperature is where you're at. Let us know what's going on with your claim. Let us know anything you concerned about or want to talk about. We here. And we'll chat until we close it out. Then Betty Bob say, oh no, I'm sorry, Betty Bob say. I said Thumper, Betty Bob. Brother Charleston, thank you for everything. Brother Rose City D for the love, the energy, breaking it down, and always being there supporting. We thank you so much. Brother Billy, thank you. Billy C, thank you for the information. I'm waiting on that email. If some reason it didn't download, so let me pull my email up real quick. So those of you that want to email the H-Town Vet, let me pull that up. There it is, htownvet@gmail Northside. If you have any articles or information you want to give us or topics that you think are interesting to cover, send them to us, okay? And if we're able to get to them, we will. All right, let's see who else we got here. Y'all been very, very, very kind, professional, supportive, and we appreciate you. And open-minded. Dome, our brother Dome, brother, sister, I don't know if it's sister or brother, but Dom, thank you so much. Sister Abonic Woman, thank you for being here. Okay. Let's see who else we got in here. Oh, y'all just chatting away, family. We Community Chaplain Davis, I hope you enjoying time with your spouse and your family on your Mrs. Chaplain's birthday. Thank you so much. Coasty, our brother Coasty, thank you for helping us coast through this live stream. We appreciate you for that. You always there, fam, handling business, letting us know what's going on up there in Massachusetts. One day I'm gonna learn how to pronounce it properly. Let me see who anybody else. If I miss you, charge it to my head, not to my heart. You understand, family? Because we care about all y'all. Anybody sit up, Sister Tonka, Toy, we thank you so much for your kindness and support. And we didn't get to ask you no questions. Now, Brother Zimmerman says 33 degrees. And yes, indeed, and cloudy. And it's been raining. Hopefully, okay. So then Bionic Woman say 36 degrees. Let me put Bionic in now. And cloudy. So then Thumper say, now listen to what he says. He say, does anyone have any thoughts on the SBP concerning retirement? What's the SBP? Please tell us what that is. Those initials stand for, brother. Tell me what that is. Then Betty Bob says 36 degrees going down to 28. So be careful because that's down to freezing. Now, let me see if that email came in. Billy, it finally came in. Billy, it came in. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Brother Billy. And that's where it says a 5-year pilot program. We'll probably cover this information on the next one because I had trouble pulling stuff up. Thank you, Brother Billy. It took so long. I'm going to find out what's wrong with my email taking so long. It just came in, Brother Billy. Now, 30 in Massachusetts with our brother Coasty. Stay away from the water. And H-Town, me, says 47 degrees going down to 40. Now, your question, let us know, Thumper, what is SBP? Because I'm not real good with initials. And for everybody to know what we're talking about, let us know what SBP is. And any final statements, comments, concerns, let us know, family. We shouted out the family and we thank you. So he's saying in Vegas it's 54 degrees. That's not bad. It don't ever snow in the desert, does it? Let us know. Well, family, if y'all don't have much else to say, we want to thank you for supporting us, for being here. We've enjoyed. It's been 3 hours. We're going to go ahead and make it a night. We want y'all to enjoy your family. Valentine's Day, we want y'all to keep doing good, coming back here for encouragement, coming back here for support, coming back here so we can. Now, hold on. She say, what? Betty Bob say, it snows when I was in Vegas. Hold on, brother Lawson. Hold on. I got to push back this time, Sister Betty Bobs. Sister Betty Bobs, snowed in Vegas? The desert snow? In the mountains or just on the regular land? Y'all got me confused now. Okay, I'll take, boy, y'all something else. Happy Valentine's Day weekend. Happy Valentine's Day weekend, family. Do what you got to do. I think that's tomorrow, Valentine's Day. Oh, boy, ain't that something? It was in 2000, the year 2006. Man, that is different. Okay. So let's see what he said. He's talking about survivor. Okay, let me see. Survivor benefits. So survivor benefit program, the way it is explained to me, I pay part of my retirement in order for certain dependents to collect my retirement. I don't know about that. Anybody else familiar with that? Okay, Roland say, I will snow in part Vegas tonight. So it's going to snow. It's going to snow in parts of Vegas tonight. That's what he meant to say. Okay, Thumper say, I know it will snow in Arizona while I was there. Nobody's ever told me that it snowed. Sister Betty Bops, you two for you batting 1,000, batting 100 because you 2 for 2. Y'all teaching me something, man. I didn't know. It snows in the desert. This is new. On the sand itself, it snows. Man, I'm learning something. If I want to contact H-Town Vet, that is the email. So just contact us at htownvet@gmail.com. So family, we're going to get ready to close it out. And we thank y'all for being here and following our topic. And like I say, go back and watch it if you didn't watch from the beginning, because we went over 6 programs that the VA have. All right, when it comes to educational programs that the VA have. So make sure that you go back and look at that. And we want to say thank you, family, for being here. We want y'all to have a wonderful night. And until next time, we'll see you and be safe.